Wendy, man. The Wendy Williams Experience.
And now we're pleased to bring you our feature presentation.
What you're here are about to witness the greatest queen of all time. Okay, party people in the house. Turn it up, yo. Turn it up. This is it. Allow me to reintroduce this queen from west to east. Just better get it right. Y'all know the name. Wendy Williams. Been in this game for a while. I hate to brag.
Ain't nobody
Hey, this phenomenal. Like
the queen.
right here.
Who the world is this? With so much drama.
From yo block to yo block, I heard of the number one female. Been doing this for years.
Every barbershop, beauty salon.
Who the world is this? With so much
Again and again. Wendy Williams, bringing your name up. A lot of you haters scared to death.
She at it again.
Wendy Williams.
She in it to win.
Wendy Williams.
She back and she staying.
Wendy Williams.
The ain't playing. I like to present you. The winner of the Game Sheet of the Year award.
Once again.
Introducing the queen.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. Oh, yeah. I missed you yesterday, but we're together today, and we've got so much to talk about. Michael Jackson and Peter Jennings and John Johnson and Eddie Murphy and Britney Spears and Nick Cannon. Oh, I've got an expose on the entertainment industry that I would like to review with you, which is always fun. We'll talk about Sienna and Jude, and of course, there's Advice Hour next hour, the Hour of Truth hour after that. Then we cruise it on home. So thank you so much for any part of this day that you can spend with us. I'm Wendy Williams, and it is what it is, people. Welcome to the Wendy Williams Experience.
Hey, this is Kimberly Elise, and you're listening to the Wendy Williams Experience on 107.5 WBLS.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great honor and distinction that I introduce to you the queen of all media, Wendy Williams.
Uh-oh. Ow. How you doing? Oh, boy. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Wendy Williams Experience. Hi, Art.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Oh, it's Tuesday. I missed you guys yesterday. I had to, I was telling you, I went to Los Angeles. I got on a plane in New York at 7 o'clock in the morning and got off the plane from Los Angeles back in New York at midnight. That's how fast that trip was. It was strictly about the business. I razzle-dazzled them, Art. I gave it all I could. You know what I mean? If at the end of the day all I have is radio, it's not a bad life. I got to tell you that. But I'd be a fool not to, try to grasp other brass rings while still staying on radio. My number one baby love. You know what I mean? That's why I just can't go out there and luxuriate over the lifestyle and stuff like that. I'm trying to get that. You understand what I'm saying? Why am I out there spending money, when I need to be here on my number one hustle, as long as, I literally, that is a place to do meetings to me. And then I come back. I don't have any time to sit around nobody's damn pool. And people, they put you up in nice hotels and stuff like that. Guess what? We didn't even check in. We got off the plane at 10 o'clock in the morning and had an 11 a.m. meeting The meeting was over by 12:30. We had a little something to eat right across from the spot, and we're back on a 3:45 flight. I have no time. I mean, you know, rest and sleep are the cousins to dead. You know, and I'm trying to rest just enough, you know, to keep bags away and to stay healthy. I'm not trying to, you know, I'm not trying to go out there for one thing and then spend money I don't have. You know what I mean? Yeah. Shopping at Fred Damn Siegel. Oh. And other places that only carry a size 0 and look at big broads like me like an alien. You know, I'll come back here to the Keep It Real area. Shout out to everybody listening on the beat in Los Angeles. But, you know, eat something. And stop being so judgmental of the big, black, and bold. They lump everybody who's big out there in one category, Monique. That's it. That's it. There is no in between. Have you ever done well, maybe you haven't. Have you ever done a photo shoot with a Los Angeles photographer and a Los Angeles stylist? Do you want me to tell you how they dress you? I have, so I can tell you. Every big broad, they dress like Queen Latifah. They think we all want to look like that. Shout out to Latifah, very attractive girl. But, you know, I don't want man-tailored pants and some hush puppies. You know, or look like I'm being costumized in something, you know. Yeah. I don't want to look like something from Dreamgirls when you try to give me my glam shot. No, the big girl costumes of Dream. You understand what I'm saying? And we aren't all funny, and we're all not the big mammies. You understand? There's like no room for that in between.
But you are funny though.
No, I'm not funny. What is so funny?
You're just naturally funny.
Well, I don't want to do a sitcom, and I'm not doing movies. So now place me someplace. Oh, you're going to make me with one of those little men as a love interest? That's the problem with Aisha Tyler out there. Now, she's not a fatso, but she's a tall so. 6 feet tall and black. How long did you really think black Aisha Tyler was going to last on Friends? If you're like me, then you knew, and not for long at all. That was that little token throw-in. Because the people at Friends were tired of hearing that they live in New York with no black people. And then they put Aisha on there. And what is Hollywood to do with a 6 foot tall black woman? There are no. By the way, speaking of 6 foot tall black women, why am I hearing Nicole Murphy is about to rape Eddie? What? I'm thinking this is all going to be amicable, and I'm hoping it is because I'm sorry, there's too many secrets there. As far as I'm concerned, on both parts. Oh, yeah. I don't know hers, but.
We know his.
You know, I know his, which could lead us to what hers is. Mm-hmm. This is the time we need to call Johnny Gill. Ooh. Where he can give us that political statement. Now, Wendy. No, wait. Johnny is very, he's like a tigress or like a lion. You know what I mean? Remember how up in arms he was when New Edition came in here? He'd tell it just like a T.I. is. Wendy, what are you trying to say? I'm just trying to ask you if you've been comforting Eddie through his divorce. What? That's my man.
My brother.
That's my brother. Now what you trying to say?
How you doing?
I'm just trying to say that I really like your bracelet that you're wearing. That's all. That's beautiful. Where'd you get that? Eddie gave it to me. He has one like it too. Now what you trying to say? Oh. Nothing. My agent gets her nails done at Nicole Murphy's salon. And they've been getting their nails done at the same salon for 10 years. Her name is Susie, my girl. And she says Nicole Murphy is the nicest woman you ever want to meet. Like, all about the family. Like, all about her kids, the family. Sometimes the kids will be at the nail salon with her and stuff like that. Just really, and has never once mentioned, in all the 10 years that Susie's known her, never once mentioned I'm Eddie Murphy's wife or anything. Yeah. You know, just the nicest woman you ever want to meet. That was really nice to hear because, you know, when she first started the story, I was going to be like, oh, here it comes. I'm taking this back to the show. Talk. And then she said, the nicest woman you ever want to meet. I said, oh, the show's not really going to be interested in nice, but I don't mind passing that along. Yeah. I know how you all are. You like the heat, the fire, the drama. Fire! Mm-hmm. Yeah, these Swedish fish are about to rot my teeth out.
I think they're like stale. They're hard.
No.
Did you bring me rotten candy?
No, I bought it from the store and it
Oh. Still for how long?
Yeah. Sealed since the beginning of time. No, that's fair. By the way, Veet stinks. I don't like it. It sucks. This is the thing with Veet. And I crowed about it because, truth be told, the hair on my legs was growing wild for a good 6 weeks. And the reason why is because my eczema was so bad that I didn't even want to agitate it with anything. So I began plucking. But the pluckalations would last, no lie, it would take a 2-day job. I'd be plucking 2 days straight. I'd have to watch the whole 6 hours of being Bobby Brown, the whole marathon on like a Saturday, and then turn around and watch 6 hours of... By the way, I love the Kathy Griffin show.
Yes.
Love it. The D-List? Are you just saying yes and you never saw it?
I saw it. I love it.
It's fabulous.
It is. Cool.
Kathy, I love you. I love you even more, I should say.
Yes.
I understand that struggle, and I love you, Kathy. Okay, we'll get to Monique's show in a moment. I realized I just talked about her and judged over it. All right, we'll get. I didn't even see it. Nicole calls up. I think it came on. Would it come on Saturday night? Nicole called up and left me a message on my cell phone. I was in the house, but on Saturday night, what was I watching? Nicole, from now on, can you please do a follow-up call and call at the house? If you rang the house phone, then I would have said, "Oh, I'm changing the channel right now." I missed out on it. The Monique show. But the Veet, here's the thing about the Veet. You have to let your hair grow to woolly proportions before, the potion catches something and then that little rubber bladeless thing catches anything. Like, you can't just keep the hair at bay like a razor does. You know what? At the end of the day, nothing like a razor. You don't get stubble with Veet. And when you do get the stubble, you do get stubble because you get stubble with everything. The stubble is what gets ready to grow back. But Veet does not take out stubble. So it's a waste. Veet is only good, and the reason why I crowed about it, I guess, so much is because I hadn't shaved my legs in like 6 weeks. I've been the eczema. I don't want to agitate it. But finally I had to do something for the sake of vanity. My God, man. So I started plucking, and I would pluck the hair on my legs, and that wasn't working so well. I mean, God, it would take me 6 hours a leg. So I'm back to the regular razor method, and it works. You know what? Nothing works better. I mean, waxing is fine if you feel like keeping your appointment. Who has that kind of time? It's dangerous, but you know what? Beauty is pain, and there's a certain amount of danger with everything that's worth it, Zoe. I would take it if I didn't have to make an appointment and keep it. That's the problem, making and keeping. I'm not doing that. That's like my colon therapist says, you can give yourself an enema in between sometimes. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want no parts of that. I don't. That's what you're. Nope. And an enema is only 50% of what a colon blow does. So when I'm getting ready to get done, I want the whole thing done, and not at my house. I'm not trying to get all that invisible to the naked eye excrement all over the place. Did you hear about that man spitting in people's faces with the AIDS? What? Oh my gosh! They arrested him. All right, we'll talk about that. I want to acknowledge Peter Jennings. Remember, we were talking about that the other day. I was saying, he's just a matter of time, and boy, oh boy. And we'll talk about John Johnson. I want to talk to you about Nick Cannon. Shout out to Fabulous. I got a special message for you. And so everybody keep it where you got it. Okay, thanks.
Wendy, man.
I'm constantly sleeping with my baby's daddy. He is engaged to get married to someone else. Should I give it all up and say, well, I tried to have a relationship here?
You can't have a relationship. He's engaged to somebody else. He's about to get married. Really, I just can't take it.
The Wendy Williams Experience.
Okay. 107.5 WBLS. It's today's R&B and classic soul. Hey, was Vaughn back on his perch last night?
Yes.
Okay, good. So Vaughn's back off vacation. Terrific. He comes in tonight at 7 o'clock with his Quiet Storm. Soft and warm. Mm-hmm. So, in Jamaica, Queens, I have 2 Queens announcements to make. Hey, Queens. Hey, Queens. So, in Jamaica, Queens, WBLS and Pepsi will be there on Friday at noon. Look for the Pepsi and One tour. It's going to be at 195-10 Jamaica Avenue. All right, listen to the name of the business where the Pepsi N1 tour is going to be. KFC. That's right.
Wow.
KFC. That's Friday at noon, Jamaica Avenue. Okay. I'll give you the address again. 195-10 Jamaica Avenue, Friday at noon. Okay, that's the WBLS Pepsi conglomeration. That's going to be fun. And also on Saturday, I'm going to be over in Queens. Do you know where Club Amazura is? Of course you do. I've seen you out at the parties. You know what's going on. Shout out to everybody who was at the rooftop at Club Exit on Friday night.
I heard it was hot.
Yeah, we had a really nice time. It was really nice. A lot of lesbians in there.
Oh, I missed it.
Yes. Oh, yes. A lot of lesbian action going on there on the down low, which really wasn't so on the down low. Actually, you know what? It was on up high. There were girls dancing together and stuff like that. Anyway, how you doing? To the Rainbow Coalition, and special shout out to everybody who was there on Friday night. That was a real fun time. I had a good time. We didn't get out of that party until like maybe 3:30 in the morning, and then we went past Cozy Burgers, and then we went right out to the airport. And I went to my meeting with the same outfit on. They look, you want real? This is my real. I'm just in from the club. How do I smell? I had on some Joe jeans, tight club style. You know, a pair of my clear big shoes. Oh. You see what I'm saying? The clear heels, the 5 inchers. And I had on a tight T-shirt, the bared belly that said rock star.
There you go.
And that Aquanet was still holding my hair up high, and my eyes were still smudgy coal black all around it. You want real? I'll give you real. I'm just in from the party, right off the plane. I got the meeting, and now I got to go back to New York. Who's doing the business?
Uh-oh. Clear Hills.
Yeah, clear. I was a mess. But they seemed to really like it. But I was a mess. They were like, and I said, well, welcome to my world.
There you go.
You know, you had me here. You want to find out more about me? Something that you can't see on my press kit? You know, my press DVD? Here it is. I love the nightlife. I got to boogie. How does my breath smell? That would be Remy. Thank you. That 5-hour flight does wonders for that, though. Cleared that right up.
There you go.
Yeah. Pop in a little piece of gum. Take a little paper towel to my teeth. And keep it moving.
Where did you sleep?
On the plane.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
yeah. And when we landed, I didn't have time to go change or anything. We literally landed at 10:05 for an 11 a.m. meeting. So, you know, that was all about getting in the car and continuing on. And kind of, it is what it is. You like me or not, you know, I'm glad to be here. But I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Yeah. Ain't nothing nice. It's real in the field. It's real in the streets. Anyway, the Wendy Williams Comedy Experience is tomorrow night. Looking forward to that. And
I'm sorry. And I got word that Chris Spencer and Michael Blackston are going to be there.
Oh, Chris Spencer, we like him. First of all, he does a lot of commercials.
Yeah.
Second of all, he used to have his late night show.
And he's real cool with the Wayans brothers. He wrote a lot of their movies with them.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yes.
And Michael Blackston.
He's from Philly, the African dude.
Yeah.
Mother, father.
I haven't seen him in a long, long time.
Yes.
They're going to be there tomorrow night.
That's what I've heard.
Now, what is Chris going to be doing? Is he telling jokes or is he observing for a new pilot?
He's a stand-up comic.
All right.
He's stand-up. He's starting stand-up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's good.
Is he working right now?
Good question. We're going to ask him tomorrow.
No, Capone will find out because then Capone will crow on about how he just signed his deal with HBO and you ain't working. I is. You know, Capone. Congratulations again, Capone, you gangster of comedy, you. All right, so all roads lead to the Laugh Factory tomorrow night. Doors open up at 8 o'clock. The jokes start at 9, and me and Artie and Capone and Blackston and Chris, we'll see you all there. Okay. All right, let's continue with what's going on here. Let's get back to reality. It's 107.5 WVLS.
Yo, what's up? This is Raphael Sadiq, and you're listening to the Wendy Williams Experience.
This is exclusively on
Wendy got the heat.
This is your girl Takara, and you're listening to the Wendy Williams Experience on 107.5 WBLS.
It's the Wendy Williams Experience, everybody. Coming up next hour, Advice Hour, where we will discuss the results of Friday's People Poll question. Do you believe in the death penalty? And I will give you today's People Poll question. Of course, you can go on to the Wendy Williams Experience website and participate in the poll questions. Also next hour, Mom is writing me this. Her daughter has 3 weeks before leaving for college, and she all of a sudden wants to have a sit-down talk with her mother.
Uh-oh.
And the drama unfolds next hour. That's during Advice Hour. Of course, I'm going to open up the phone lines in just a few moments where you can call up and we can talk on the telephone about whatever's going on with you. I was so sad to hear about John Johnson passing away. He was 87. I have the new Jet magazine right here in my hands. And I trust that the magazine, both Ebony and Jet, will still go on with flying colors. You know, I was telling you last time I was out in Chicago, which I've only been there twice. I love that city. The people at Johnson & Johnson took me on a tour of the building. It's 9 floors, and the very top floor is all Mr. Johnson's. It's all about Mr. Johnson up there. That was the only floor that I didn't go on, but it's a private elevator and the whole bit. But what a great establishment they have. I mean, shout out to all the employees, the staff, the family there at Johnson & Johnson. So sorry to hear about Mr. Johnson passing away. I have Stephanie, who's one of our newest interns. How's Stephanie doing on the computer? Does anybody know?
Oh, she's highlighting right now.
Okay, good. Because I wanted to find out, where he went to college and, how he really got started, too. I mean, that's a story that, as an African-American growing up with Ebony and Jet, you hear about the Johnson family story so many times, but there are so many family members that sometimes you lose sight of exactly how did the patriarch of the entire, how'd you put this together? This is the bomb. So I'm going to have that story for you in just a moment. A little Black history for you. In the meantime, here's Monique on the cover of the new Jet magazine. Now, I didn't get a chance to see Fat Chance, but I did see on Friday she was on Dateline. I woke up early from my disco nap because I was going to go out to the club on Friday night. I went to Club Exit, but I saw Dateline. And so that was a one-time thing, huh, that beauty contest. Did anybody see it in here? Did you see it? Nobody saw. Oh, okay. Anyway, it says inside the magazine she's talking about pregnancy, wedding, and an upcoming movie. And I only knew one person that saw the show. That was Nicole, and she said it was really good. So maybe they'll do it in reruns over the weekend. You can check it out. I'll remind you. Oh, my girlfriend Lisa Carnegie, though, she left me a message. She said, Wendy, why aren't you home watching Weeds? That show Weeds on Showtime. She says it is so good. She apparently came on over the weekend, and I wasn't around to see it. She said it's so good. She's like, it's like Wisteria Lane, except with the chief. I said, wow, I want to watch that. She didn't say that she watched Barbershop. Maybe she got there too late or what. Barbershop leads into Weeds. She watched Weeds. She didn't watch Barbershop. I'm going to try to watch Barbershop, the series, because I missed out on the entire Soul Food. And I felt like I really missed something and wanted to jump in so many times and just start watching it. But I'm feeling it's too late. You know? If you're not there when the double Dutch jump ropes start, then there's no point in jumping in now and messing up the song and you know, tripping over the ropes and just messing up the contest. So I'm going to try to get in on the ground floor of Weeds. I think I already missed the 1 or 2 episodes. But after 5 episodes, they ordered 2 new episodes of Being Bobby Brown. Isn't that fabulous? Gosh. I want to have a last night watching party or something like that. I would love to do that. Problem is that when you have a watching party at a bar, everybody's talking so loud and drinking and stuff, and then you miss everything. I remember when they did the last night of Melrose Place, and I was working in Philly. I rented a hotel suite, and I invited, it wasn't even the radio station that did it. You know, I invited, you know, particular people, you know, from the listening audience, you know, who were listening on Power 99, you know, you come. You know, you bring this, you bring that. We had our snacks, and everybody was quiet. You could hear a pin drop in the room. We watched, and then it was over. But that's, you know, I would love to watch Being Bobby Brown at a bar, but I feel as though I'd be missing everything. Can you look how beautiful Sanaa Latham's mother is? Look at that, boy. Look at this. Look at her and her mother. Gorgeous in the new Jet magazine. Gorgeous. Ja Rule went to the Dominican Republic and he did a concert. It was supposed to be a 20,000. It was a 20,000 seat theater or stadium rather, but only 3,000 people showed up. But they say that a lot had to do with his flight being delayed, and he was forced, instead of doing a Saturday show, he did a show on Sunday. But the crowd waited patiently for 2 hours. Actually, I guess that would be a day in 2 hours. And he hit the stage on midnight, and he tore it up. He did Holla Holla and Pain is Love and, you know, all like that. And he did his set. They said it lasted just over an hour. And they said he's the first internationally known hip-hop star to perform in the Dominican Republic before several thousand people. I figured they would have, you know, had some shows going over there before. Anyway, so what is this about these Michael Jackson jurors stepping up? All late, wrong, whack. It should be illegal for you to have a book deal. And furthermore, there should be some kind of jail time that you do for letting him off the hook and now talking about he's guilty. Nobody wants to hear that from you. Michael's roaming the street, and so are our children. And you're talking about he's guilty. Shut up. Of course you heard about this, right? Of course you did. Yeah. Then they say they were coaxed into lying. What? Coaxed by who?
Michael?
The lucrative book deal? They're trying to garner attention so that you'll buy his book or their books. And who cares? I'm calling the cops on both of you.
Put that where? Back there.
And DMX might be going to jail. Well, he was charged yesterday. You all heard about this by now? He was charged with violating the conditions of a plea deal that was approved for him after he drove through, Kennedy Airport, all high, all cracked out and crazy, all foamy at the mouth, playing cop with that fake cop light on his car and whatnot, banging into cars, all high. Well, he posted $500 bail at the hearing on Monday. Now, he's scheduled to go back to court on October 12th. They say he could face up to a year in jail if the judge determines 2 subsequent run-ins with authorities violated. You know what? Oh, gosh. DMX is going to jail. Oh, man. Keep it here, everybody. Advice Hour's next call.
Wendy, man.
My brother, he's 28 years old, has 4 children by 4 different women. But this heifer called my mother yesterday. She's like, he got my sister pregnant. I want the money back for the abortion. The heifer showed up at my house with a receipt. I fell out.
The Wendy Williams Experience. Everybody needs some.
Should I leave? Like, is that selfish to my son?
Come get some.
Let me tell you, Wendy, it's really a trouble with a dude.
Advice out.
I'm having a problem with my fiance and his family.
I was in a relationship with this girl for like 18 months. She told me the relationship meant nothing.
Always drama.
Call Wendy right now. 1-866-GET-WENDY. Fax Wendy at 866-WENDY-FAX.
Wendy, can you give me advice on
It's the Wendy Williams Experience. And a special shout out to whoever this is at Long Island College Hospital. You didn't sign your name, but here's the message on the fax. Only hookers wear clear heels to a club.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, you've seen me wear them to work. Now, why would you think that a club would be any different? If I wear clear heels in the middle of the damn day, coming to work, why would you think I wouldn't wear them to a club?
That's true. Or
to a meeting in Los Angeles? What would make you think I'd be anything but Wendy?
There you go.
I've come too far to be anybody else.
There you go.
And not only are they hooker shoes, they're size 13s.
Oh.
And they're so comfortable, I could run track in them.
Really?
I got them in clear. I got them in white with the clear heel. I got them with the clear over the top, and the with the black over the top. And they're 5. Zoe, you know which ones I'm talking about? You see Miss Wendy wear those a lot, right? I love my clear hooker heels. 5 inches. They take me from 5 feet 11, little man, all the way up to 6 feet 4. And what?
Shaq.
And what? You could look at me and say, what is that? You could look at me and say, there goes Wendy. Or you can just look. Either way, I got your attention. And let's face facts. If I didn't want your attention, I'd be a school teacher or a nurse or something like that. You know, this is the business of show business. He with the best show gets the business.
There you go.
Anyway, that's right. To make matters worse, not only does she says only hookers wear clear heels to a club. Well, then what do clear heels mean in a business meeting? Because that's the bigger picture. I got off the damn plane and went into virtually an interview.
In clear heels.
In clear heels.
That's gangsta.
It is what it is. And they loved it.
That's all that matters.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I was urged to dress like Kathy Lee for the meeting, but I was like, what am I, going to a drifter luncheon with my mother? No, I'm not dressing like that. Not unless you tell me I got a job. You know, then I'll put it on. By the way, E! Entertainment and Hef got a hit on their hands with that Girls Next Door. Who saw that? Or did you really see it, or are you just clapping?
No, I'm saying that.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Can I tell you something?
Uh-oh.
It's better than Kathy Griffin. Kathy Griffin is great. Kathy, as far as I'm concerned, Bobby and Whitney hold down Bravo. Kathy Griffin's next. But this Playmate show, I was riveted. I did not want to miss a break. I can't wait until they have enough so that they can do an a-thon.
You frowned on it at first.
Yeah, I did frown on it. And I've been to the Playboy. I mean, I frowned on the whole that whole setup. But these girls, they really took me inside. I felt like I was a part of something. I liked it a lot. Yeah, it's called Girls Next Door. And shout out to everybody who was at the Crab Fest on Saturday. I got to tell you something.
Uh-oh.
You all were fabulous. But the Crab Fest itself, that was my first time being at a Crab Fest. Why was it in a strip mall in the middle of Baltimore?
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. Why do we pull up to the Crab Fest? Now, here I am. I'm thinking we're going to be on the Baltimore Harbor. You know, sunglasses and, you know, paper spread out on, you know, the tables and stuff. Or maybe an indoor area, but certainly an outdoor situation someplace. We weren't even on the shore. We were like in the middle of a state in a strip damn mall with a Walmart right there.
And what?
There were 16 busloads of people. The turnout was fabulous. But I was a hired gun that day. I had no idea what I was walking into. You know what I mean? I was, hired to, come and meet and greet. And I did. Everybody was there. The whole Maryland, the whole Philly, the whole, it was in Maryland. The whole Philly, practically the whole New York. There was more New York than anybody. And people were gangster with it. They bought like busloads, churches and organizations and whatnot. And I had fun. Except that was my first time. I was like, where's the pier?
Wow.
Yeah, I was looking at, yeah.
How many crabs were you eat?
I didn't eat any.
Oh.
Because when I got there, I'll explain it. Right now it's advice hour, though. Come on now. Remind me to get back to that thought, though, because we're only guests coming in the hour of truth. And there's a few things that are paramount to talk about. We're going to talk about Puffy and Kim Porter and Kim's broken nose and what all unfolded. Why is her nose broken after a heated fight for hours with she and Puffy?
She slipped.
And that's what she said. She said she slipped and fell under a table.
Yeah, well, before we clumsy sometimes.
Clumsy like Cameron Diaz.
Oh, easy.
We're talking about Jennifer Lopez. And I have an industry expose to do. But in the meantime, it's Advice Hour. Maestro, please. Dear Wendy, I faxed you, but I forgot that you said you weren't coming in yesterday, so here I am again today. My name is Kim. I'm 37 years old. I'm a single mother. I have 2 teenage girls, one 17 and one 14. My 17-year-old is turning 18 on September 3rd, and she's also going away to college in a few short weeks. Well, the problem was that 2 days ago, my daughter and her boyfriend sat me down and told me that she's 3 months pregnant and she wants to keep her baby. Wendy, I was shocked by the news and I smacked my daughter and her 19-year-old boyfriend for getting themselves into that situation. I asked both of them, how are they going to take care of a baby? And they can't even take care of themselves. And my daughter started crying and said that she knows that raising a baby is a very hard task, but she wants to keep the baby. They both said that they would continue to go to school and get jobs to save up for the baby. I couldn't believe that they have everything mapped out already. I told them I would consider letting them keep the baby, and then I called her father, and he basically told me to let her keep the baby to the consequence of having unprotected sex. Wendy, I still don't know what to do, but part of me wants her to keep the baby to teach her a life's lesson. Wendy, my daughter is mature enough to make her own decisions, and I still don't know what to do. Please help. Well, at this point, it's out of your hands. Because she's 3 months.
Yeah.
You know, after that, that's a baby. That's a baby. They don't do it. I mean, they'll do a late-term abortion, but you don't want that. It's too late, Mom. Oh, she's 37 and she's just trying her best with her daughter. Daughter already got accepted to school, about to leave. And she and her idealistic boyfriend talking about we're going to stay in school and make it work. There's really no decision to make. I mean, it's too late for an abortion. I know that there are late-term abortions and all that other kind of stuff, but it's too late now. She's 3 months pregnant, so the best you can do is support her in whatever way you can, whatever way you feel, and that's on you. Do you want her to still live at home? Are you still going to let her go away to school? Or now all of a sudden you don't have money for that? She needs to stay right home at community college, and the first thing she needs to work for is to get her own apartment. Because at 37 years old, you've already raised your kids. I know you don't want all that crying and hollering. And you don't want your 14-year-old daughter seeing you co-signing all this. Like all of a sudden you need to have a talk with that 14-year-old quickly. But your question is, I still don't know what to do. Please help. Your daughter and her boyfriend have already made the choice for you. That's why they didn't tell you until she was 3 months, because she's already been sneaking to a doctor and they've already been formulating and hatching their plan of what they were going to tell you. I got to tell you something, Bianca, your braids, I mean, they make me want to go out and get braids. They're absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
And we talked about it last week. I don't know whether we were talking behind your back or not. We were saying you don't look gay with your braids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because me and you were talking about that too. And Bianca said she forgot her hoops this morning. She went back to the house to put them on.
And I was hearing you talk. I heard you talk about it in the radio last week.
Yeah.
So that's what was running through my head. Like, I can't be running in there with no earrings.
But you know what? There's nothing about you that looks gay. Not even with the earrings off. And you have on Air Force Ones. Oh. So you got a full how you doing look with the braids, the Air Force Ones and stuff. But you still look very feminine.
I know, but you know the how you doing stay. You know, like my little tiny feminine self. So
yeah.
To,
Oh yeah, the girls will love you. They lap you up.
So I don't want to have to be running down the street away from them. So I was like, let me femme it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You look a little.
Be the big, strong, burly ones too.
Yeah. Well, you look wonderful. The braids look beautiful. You all there. Take a picture of her braids, Art. Where's our show camera?
It's getting a battery put in it right now. We will get it before the end of the day.
All right, take a front view and then take a back view so that people could see them cascading down her back.
Yes.
That's the queen of all interns and our staff attorney, Bianca. She's in law school for, entertainment law. Every time we have a legal question, we go to her like she knows.
It's good practice.
Dear Wendy, let's stay in the pregnancy vein.
Uh-oh.
Dear Wendy, I'm 20 years old and I'm currently 6 months pregnant. My boyfriend has been a dear throughout the whole thing. The only problem is that he's lost his lust for life. We used to be spontaneous and adventurous, travel, with traveling and life. All right, spontaneous and adventurous with traveling and life. But since I've gotten pregnant, he is not the man I fell in love with, and I'm not as attracted to him as I was before. What can he or I do to get the flair back in our relationship? He has asked me to marry him, but I'm not positive that it's the best thing for us right now. Signed, not interested. Well, can I tell you something? You haven't said the age of your boyfriend, but assuming that he's between 20 and 23, because you're 20, he's probably scared to death. First of all, you've turned him off to wanting to go out to parties and with fake IDs and stuff like that because you're 6 months pregnant. Now you realize he's got the rest of his life, and he's got to be a man before his time. Is this his first child? Zest for life, adventurous and spontaneous. That takes money, honey. I mean, unless you already have, money, in which case he's probably just sitting back still. Money is not going to take away a guy's fear of having a baby, regardless. Even if he has all the money in the world to shower at 21 years old, it's still, like a crisis. Oh my God. I'm no longer the international playboy. I'm a daddy, No, I wouldn't suggest you accepting his marriage proposal at this particular time, but I would say to you, grow up a bit and see his side of things. Understand that he's not spontaneous about travel, like maybe going to Atlantic City and losing a few dollars on the crap table and going one of those buffets because he's thinking of saving for a crib, maybe, a stroller, and a more reliable car. How about daycare? I mean, you know what I'm saying. I don't mean to scream, but, at 20 years old, you need to be happy you're with somebody who, all right, well, part of him could have lost his lust for life. Life as he knew it as a 20-year-old, that is, as well he should. He's 20 with a child. Weren't you like 15 when your son was born or something like that?
Easy.
I mean, but you were young.
Yeah, yes.
You lost a bit of it?
No, I didn't. I still did my thing.
Oh, wow. My response is in my mind. I'm sorry. I'll formulate the words at some point or another. But I would say to you, have a conversation with him and understand what's going on in his mind. And chances are, at least 50% of what I said, he'll probably convey to you. You with the fun and the travel. You better sit your hot behind down and start to make plans for the future. Adventurous and travel. Relax. Pampers and daycare. And if you have any energy, time, and money left over, then there's time for adventure and travel. But that's not your priority now because you're not 20 like 20 is. You're 20 and 6 months pregnant, and he's about to be a daddy. So I wish you well, though. Thanks.
Wendy, man.
Now, my question is about the Kegel. Why is it every time I try to do them, I have an orgasm? Is that normal?
I don't know, but it must be pleasurable.
The Wendy Williams Experience.
Germy toilets, playground swing, yucky things.
You can't touch this.
It's a germy world, but your kid's got to touch, even though germs can cause illness. So when there's no soap and water, use Purell. In seconds, Purell kills 99.99% of germs that hands may pick up.
For a hands-on experience of a lifetime, National Geographic will send 15 kids to the Galapagos Islands, sponsored by Purell. For contest rules and entry forms, visit everydayexplorer.com.
Must be 9 to 14 years of age on May 13, 2006. Ends October 31st, 2005. No purchase necessary. Uses.
Uh-oh. It's the Wendy Williams Experience right here at 107.5 WBLS. Today's R&B and classic soul. And I want to remind you that you can join WBLS at the Shadow. We love the Shadow nightclub. And Saturday nights, it's Chuck Chill Out, the amazing one. Chuck Chill Out in the mix on Saturday nights at the Shadow. Thursday nights, it's absolutely free. Plus, the big party of the summer is the Shadow's Tuesday After Work boat ride. Now, the final Shadow boat ride of the season is next Tuesday, August 16th. To find out more information and purchase your ticket.
Oh, sorry. That's been sold out.
Oh, this is the one that's sold out.
Sold out. Yeah, that's the last one.
Are you sure this is not the WBLS? You're getting yourself confused. WBLS. Say in your lane. Well, then give me that. That's the lane that you stay in as the producer. You just give me a sign that says that I talk about LA weight loss next. The Shadow boat ride is not sold out. So you get in touch with the Shadow, and if you'd like to go and party on Tuesday, then that's the place to be. There's still room for you.
Yes.
The WBLS boat ride, on the other hand, which is on Saturday, is sold out.
Yeah.
2 different organizations.
Yeah.
One mission, though.
So many boat rides.
To take you out and lubricate you. Take you out there in the middle of the Hudson River. All right, let's talk about LA weight loss. Zoe, did you see the calorie content on the back of my LA weight loss that you just heated up? What was it, 280 calories?
I think so.
Isn't that fabulous?
It was less than 300.
Yeah, less than 300 calories for LA weight loss. Now, this is what I have for my snack. I get these things Nabisco. After the Crab Fest, I went across to the Walmart. Why not? We were in a strip mall. Walmart was there. And I picked up some more of my favorite snack. It's the 100 calorie pack. Have you seen this? Mm-hmm. And this one has the Oreos in it. It's 100 calories. So I had my lean cuisine, and I'm going to have this Oreo pack. 400 calories plus a big bottle of water. And I did have 4 Swedish fish. The whole day under 500 calories. I'll get home tonight. I might, eat something else. I have a whole 1,000 calories to play with, though. What am I going to eat? Because, I'm doing 1,500 calories a day. Yeah. You know what I mean? LA Weight Loss says that you can eat lean cuisine. You see, they work in conjunction with other weight loss programs, which is really great. You don't pre-measure your food. It's not like having, a scale and a particular, listen, there's no food group off limits. It is one of the easiest weight loss programs to maintain. And when I tell you that you'll see results, listen, you work this program, you're going to see results. No crazy pills, no going to the gym 3 times a week. Ugh, that's three times too many for me. And I know that we need to exercise, but quite frankly, listen, LA Weight Loss. Let them do the good work for you. They've been in business since 1987. I'll give you the telephone number, and when you decide, when you're ready, 1-800-448-TRIM. 1-800-448-TRIM. Don't let these people tell you that it is cute to carry around all those extra pounds. It's not cute. It's not healthy. It's not healthy. So when you're ready, 1-800-448-TRIM. It's 1-800-448-TRIM. They are affordable. It's a life-changing situation. They will give you all the tools that you need to carry on with your life so you don't gain that weight back. And you won't feel hungry. You'd be surprised. You eat a lot on LA Weight Loss, and you still lose the weight. It's not uncommon to lose 5, 6 pounds in the first week. So find out what I know, and so do millions of other people. Call 1-800-448-TRIM. It's 1-800-448-TRIM. That's LA Weight Loss, baby.
Yo, if you missed the experience, here's what you missed.
Hi, Wendy. How are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm okay, and I listen to your show every day, and I want to congratulate you on everything you've accomplished so far.
Thank you.
I'm a 36-year-old woman. I have my own career in the nursing field, and I have a 21-year-old son, and I'm dating a 26-year-old who I've been with for a year and don't know how to tell him I don't want him no more.
You love him?
One way I love him, and another way I'm falling out of love with him.
Do you guys live together?
Yes, we do.
Oh, my God. How does your son deal with that? How does your son deal with that?
It's his friend.
Ooh!
The Wendy Williams Experience.
Alrighty, everybody. The age was missing. See, part of the impact is,
I'll redo it.
Okay, thank you. Well, thanks, Goose. I appreciate that. All right, so coming up next hour, we've got no guests, which is great because we have more time to talk about the celebrities. So much catching up to do. Young Buck and Lloyd Banks were arrested for gun possession. So we talk about that and a bunch of other stuff. Kim Porter and the broken nose. Miss Gary's listening, though. Miss Gary says that he just went on a line to find out about abortion. He said if she's 3 months, then she may still be within the time period of the first trimester. However, he says, when and if she's into her third month, second trimester abortions are performed all the time. They're more complicated. I'd be too scared of somebody leaving a toe behind, or I gotta go to the bathroom. Oh, what's that? An eyeball.
Oh, stop.
But I'm just saying. These doctors, some of them, they get all the vitals, so no, you're not gonna have a baby, but you could give birth to a forearm.
Ew.
In the middle of jumping off, thinking all you're doing is removing him from you. In actuality, oh my God, an arm.
Attached to it.
Yeah, an arm grabbing his thing.
Wow.
Yeah, Miss Gary. Miss Gary, I just say go ahead with the baby. 3 months pregnant, you might as well go ahead to that mother. Here's the results of the WendyWilliamsExperience.com people poll from Friday, because I wasn't here yesterday to give the results. Do you believe in the death penalty? 80% of the audience who responded said yes, and 20% of the audience who responded said no. The new question on the Wendy Williams Experience website. Here's your people poll question. Now, you know that these are all yes-no questions. That's the way they're designed, and that's how it is. So now, yes or no? Did you lose your virginity before 15 years of age? I'm interested. Did you lose your... Okay, let's start in the room. There's 6 people in here. Who lost their virginity? Girls, don't be nervous. This would be more sad than anything. Miss Wendy is not going to poke fun. Stephanie, welcome to the show. This is your first day. This is how we get down. Nobody be shy. Who in this room lost their virginity before they were 15? Nobody. How old are you, Art? 16, okay. Well, 15 is the cutoff point on the website. Yeah. So you can go to the WendyWilliamsExperience.com and answer that question, and I appreciate, I like to know more about you all. Dear Wendy, I'm a 35-year-old, and I love my life. My wife happens to be 36. We've known each other for 21 years. For the past 7 years, we've just been friends. Excuse me. Not I love my life. The love of my life. All right, I'm a 35-year-old. This would be woman. The love of my life is a 36-year-old man. She can put man. We've known each other for 21 years. For the first 7 years of our relationship, we were just friends. I mean, I did attend his college prom, and then the next year started dating someone else. However, we remained friends the entire time. I went to college, graduated, and came back to the area. Anyway, at 21 years old, so remember, she's 35, but she's reflecting back. At 21, I was in no way looking for a serious relationship. He and I had hung out, and we did get intimate, which I believe is part of the problem because we weren't committed. The loving was good, though, and it still is to this day. Now, after all this time, he ended up with a son from some chick, and I'm now in school working on my master's. He is relocated to a warmer environment and wants me to move there. He says that he's ready to settle down and wants me in his life. I don't want to be some chick, but I want to tell him that if I move there, then I need commitment in the form of a ring and a wedding date. What do you think? Do you know him well enough present date? I mean, you said you've been friends for 21 years, but, what kind of... I'll tell you what. I think that you're right in asking for a ring and a date. I don't know that sticking him up for it works. Because I think when you push somebody to marry you, then it's not really that they want to marry you. It's that you were doing the pushing. And maybe all he's looking for in this warmer climate, since he just moved there, is familiar, booty until he gets himself established with the new chicks down there. And he can give you a ring and a date, or hell, give you the date and not give you the ring, get you moved there and everything. I would not move. I would not move unless that's what you want to do. And if I did move there, I don't know that I'd move in with him. I think I'd get myself a little 1-bedroom and see if I like this city myself. For instance, if it's Atlanta and you happen to live in Cincinnati right now, maybe Cincinnati's a little expensive and you want to move to a warmer climate anyway, then fine. But I wouldn't do this based on his ring and his date. I mean, there's just not enough there between the two of you. Dear Wendy, I have an 8-year-old daughter who refuses to fight back when someone hits her. She's beautiful, she's intelligent, and she's a child with no behavior concerns. She's well-liked and adored by others, so it is no wonder that she is the envy and hated by her peers. I worry about her so much. She looks for me to fight all her battles, and I explain that I cannot do that without consequence. I have talked to her on many occasions, and nothing. She has expressed that she's afraid because they are bigger than her. She is abnormally tall for her age, so I don't understand. Well, tall and big aren't the same thing. I'm tall and big. I'm not just tall and I'm not just big. I'm tall and big. Yesterday, I got a phone call from the director of the summer camp to inform me that my daughter has been burned on the arm by another girl. The burn wasn't bad, but the point of the matter is that it happened. The program director at the camp stated that it was an incident, but my daughter told me that it wasn't. I rushed down to the camp to find out that the same little girl was the same one who verbally threatened her last week. I don't know what to do. I've talked to her many times. I'm scared that she may not learn how to defend herself against bullies and harassment. What do I do? All right, well, I'm going to give you my answer. Then I'm going to call in the professional. We happen to have a child psychologist on board here at the Wendy Williams Experience, so I will ask the doctor to come in just a moment. But what I would suggest you do is have a talk with this girl's parents. You know, I mean, if they care enough about their daughter not to have their daughter traipsing around the street all summer, then hopefully these parents will be proactive enough in your concerns regarding your daughter. I don't know that hitting is the right thing, but let me call in the professional. Dr. Evans? Dr. Evans to the floor, please. Dr. Evans. Dr. Evans to the floor. We have 30 seconds on the break.
I'm here.
Tell her what she should do.
Well, we have less than 15 seconds. We have to do it probably another day.
Well, we'll do it in the next hour, and then we'll talk about Kim Porter's broken nose. Keep it here, everybody. Thanks.
Wendy, man.
I just passed the NYPD exam. Prior to this, I got a manslaughter case. I stabbed my mom's boyfriend because he beat her up. Okay. I'd like to know if I should just tell them up front that I did that.
You're going to sound crazy.
The Wendy Williams Experience.
What's up? This your boy Blue Da Vinci, and you listening to the Wendy Williams Experience on 107.5 WBLS. Yeah.
As you regular listeners know, from time to time, we have special guests here in the studio.
Yo, what's up? This your boy Jaheim, a.k.a. Mr. Ghetto Love.
What up, y'all? This your girl Eve, checking out the queen of radio.
What's going on? It's LL Cool J.
What's up, y'all? This is Angie Stone, and you're listening to the Wendy Williams Experience.
Yo, did you catch this flashback?
Hold on. I gotta clear my nose. I might not make it to the Federal Lines tonight. I might have to sleep that one out. I'm a mess.
I don't know why you came in today.
I'm trying. Don't cry for me, Argentina. Can't you see my eyes watering? I'm crying for myself over here. I am suffering. Take me out. 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 Take me out.
Miss a day, miss a whole lot.
Coming through your speakers, boy.
It's Wendy, man.
Oh, boy. So with these two additional episodes of Being Bobby Brown, I'm sure you're wondering, well, what are they going to be about? You know, is it going to be just some junk, or is it really worth watching? As far as I'm concerned, anything that they do is worth watching. But I have to say that these... Did you hear what the last two episodes are going to be about? Okay, first of all, the finale is on August 25th. Originally, Bravo had gone in for 8 8 episodes, but now they got 2 more, so that's a total of 10. The finale, like I said, August 25th. The new episodes, they say, are going to take place inside the homes of Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown, featuring never-before-seen footage. So that could be fun also. As fun as the rest of the show. Even on a bad day, that being Bobby Brown is a great show, so I'll take it. By the way, Art, as I'm talking, go to this website right here, ghettopornstars.com, and tell me what all you see.
My pleasure.
Island Mocha said that's a website we'd probably enjoy.
Oh, yeah.
She says it's a freaky website, ghettopornstars.com.
And I'm at work, too.
And there's an exclusive trailer with Superhead doing her thing.
Oh!
Yeah. So, giving the ultimate professional. You got to check it out, Wendy. If anyone hasn't seen the action, this will definitely explain how she got her name. In the meantime, can you get off of Art is giving me his answer for the 8-year-old girl. Oh, you wrote it down in book report form.
Yeah, so you can read it, right? Yeah.
All right, let me see. All right, the 8-year-old girl from last hour who refuses to fight back. And I said, well, talk to the mom and dad, or the mom or the dad, or whoever the adult is in this girl's life. Apparently, there is some adult care going on for the bully girl, or she wouldn't be registered in summer camp, The parents, they took their extra money, put the girl in camp, don't want her, in the streets for summer. So maybe you can get through to the parents sometimes. I mean, sometimes the parents want to fight you too. But that's a risk you'll have to take. But here's Art, what he says. And he's a former child behavior specialist before he started working with this show. He wanted a change in career. But this is what he says. Number 1, do not come to her defense. This throwing her in the heat of a battle to survive on her own by defending herself. Don't do that. That's what you say, all right?
Yeah.
Get on the mic. You and your stupid notes.
Throw her into the battle. Don't come to her defense.
Okay.
Step back.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you better defend yourself.
Exactly.
If she's gonna burn you, you cut her.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying. It's not a clinical answer. You ever been in that situation where when they want to fight somebody, they say, you better fight that girl or else? Everybody's been through that. Haven't y'all been there? Your mother say, look, if you don't fight her, then you're going to fight me.
No. It didn't happen in Ocean Township.
Oh.
I was black, so I was immediately feared. Isn't that crazy how a lot of times the white kids do that? Yeah, I'm tall, I'm black, I'm all big. So I was immediately feared. In the meantime, I was the furthest thing from, you know what I'm saying? But, being one of 4 blacks to graduate from Ocean Township High School, they weren't that black-defied. So, I mean, they used to play Camden High School and Shabazz High School in Newark, and that was like, oh, everybody be all scared and stuff. For me, that's when I get my outfit together, get my flirt on. Ooh, we're playing a black school. Let's go up in here and see some strange.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But no, I've never been in that situation.
A lot of people have, so that's what you have to do. There's no other way around it.
Okay, so just fight.
Fight.
Do you give her a knife or do you give her a lighter so she can burn the next girl?
No, you just have her just defend herself.
So this thing about calling up the parents, most of the time these days doesn't work because the parents are on crystal meth? What are you saying?
Basically.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
She's 8 years old, so they ain't going to say but so much to her.
He says after a few times, she'll get tired of being abused and start standing up for herself. Okay. I'm all for kids defending themselves. As long as there's a cause and we will win the lawsuit in the end. And also I can fight his mother.
Oh.
You understand?
Or hire somebody to fight him.
Or hire somebody to fight him. Something. And my husband can beat the father. As long as our family wins, fight.
There you go.
I haven't been faced with that. I don't know that that's how I'm going to act when it happens. It's kind of scary that that's what the child specialists are saying these days. But I guess that's why you're not a specialist with children anymore.
Exactly. I'm a specialist with ghettoporn.com.
All right. John Johnson would get revenue in excess of $140 million from Jet Ebony Man. Remember Jet Jr.? Fashion Fair Cosmetics, Ebony Cosmetics, Supreme Beauty Products, and 3 radio stations. He was caking off before he passed away. His mother, he was born in the early 1900s. The Jim Crow law was still in effect. So you ain't nothing but a splaboo for real back then. And his mother was a widow. His father passed away when he was really young. And he had, I think they said, he's with $500. All right, first of all, he went to University of Chicago. And with $500 in his pocket, he published Negro Digest in 1942. At that time, he was like 25 years old. His mother was a seamstress. And he raised the $500 by pawning their furniture. The Negro Digest swelled from a circulation of 500,000 to 50,000. In 1945, just 3 short years later, he did his second magazine, Ebony, focused on black people succeeding and achieving. Today, Ebony magazine reaches 42% of all African American households. 6 people in the room who grew up with Ebony in their house. Who is that, Art? What is her name?
I don't even know who that is.
Who is that?
Who are you?
Oh, God.
Is that an intern?
I think so.
Oh, today's her first day. Did you grow up with Ebony in the house?
Yes.
Okay. Where are you from?
North.
Oh, Newark. Okay. All right. It's nice to have you here. And Jet, too.
Oh, yeah.
And probably the Negro Digest. Oh. No, it's nice to have you here. Hey, where do you go to school?
New Jersey City University.
Okay. Bianca, queen of all interns. You interviewed with her when? Last week?
No, Taryn interviewed her.
Oh, wow. She's been around that long.
Well, we've been holding her resume for that long.
Oh, wow.
I've been in the wait line.
Is it worth it? Are you having fun today?
Yes, definitely.
You can turn the heat down. I see you came in with a... Yeah, no, you'll know from now on. You come with a beater and, because I turn the heat up all the way high. Here's how you turn it down. Just take the thing and push it to the left. What's her name again? Asia. Oh, Asia. Okay. It's nice to meet you, Asia.
Nice to meet you.
All right. Anyway, so, rest in peace, and John Johnson. And thanks for leaving all we African Americans with such a huge legacy. Yes. Legacy legendary. Oh, got a casting call. Uh-oh. Who acts? Who weighs 300 to 400 pounds? Who happens to be a female?
Oh.
Girl. Eat another one of them jelly rolls, and I got an audition for you if you are an actor. It's for DreamWorks. Something with Eddie Murphy. Exactly. You got to be ready to fly to New York, fly out to Los Angeles. You got to be ready to fly out to Los Angeles on Saturday. But if you're serious about acting, and Hollywood tells you so much, we don't have a use for 300 or 400 pounds. Yes, they do, in a new DreamWorks movie with Eddie Murphy. Now, I'll give you a chance to get your pen and paper because you know what I do with the information. I throw it away. So while I'm telling an Eddie Murphy story, you take out your information, your pen and paper. So about Eddie and Nicole, they've been married since 1993. 5 children. The word was $1 million per child, Art?
Yes.
Which is nothing on the scale of what Eddie's worth, but at least she's guaranteed $5 million. Plus, goodness only knows how much more loot on top of that, and spousal support. She should get that for the rest of her life or until she gets married again. I understand that, and I don't know that this to be true, so here's me talking, but I can recall about the time that they got married, all kinds of words were swirling around regarding a prenuptial agreement and something about you have to stay within like 8 pounds of the weight that you are today, in order for this to continue, allegedly. But people do that all the time. People do that all the time. That's right. You have a baby and you have a certain amount of time to lose that weight back to within 8 pounds of the day that, we said I do. So, and then, there's the subject of Eddie and, marriage is about 2 separate people and everybody should have their own separate lives because that way, you have your singular identity and then your identity is a couple, which should be strong. But, as far as his singular identity, child, please. Somebody call Johnny Gill. Johnny can expound on that. Mm-hmm. But my feeling is that Nicole knew what she was marrying. Oh, she knew. She absolutely, positively knew what she was marrying into. Oh, here's a note from Art. She always had to be made up all the time, allegedly. Yeah, I heard that too. But she's a Hollywood wife. Why not?
Around the house on a Sunday afternoon?
Why not?
People like the rest. Makeup and hair on Sunday.
Listen, when you're getting yours through a particular way, if you understand what I'm saying? Like, don't make that prerequisite of, the hardworking, woman who might happen to be married or not married to you, or, mother to your kids or whatever. But, excuse me, Nicole who? Oh, Nicole Murphy. Oh, okay. There's the identity. Oh. Carte blanche to everything? Yes. Please get the makeup on. Do the hair. Look, some women are good at some things and some women are good at others. If you're fortunate enough to marry well, I have no problem beating my face every day and keeping your secret. Uh-oh. But you know what? The tiresome part is not, wearing the makeup all the time. The tiresome part is putting up with all the rest of that. I mean, you can't play the Liza Minnelli role but for so long as a young woman before you just get tired of it. You just get tired of it. Okay, big one. You ready? I'm going to let you know this one time and one time only, okay? Give me this just in so I can tell him in official form. They don't think I'm making this up. I got a telephone number and everything. Dateline, Tuesday, August 9th. There's a central casting call that's going to be held for DreamWorks feature film starring Eddie Murphy. It's happening this Saturday in Los Angeles. Central Casting is searching for a larger-than-life African-American female that stands 5'7" to 5'8" and weighs between 300 and 400 pounds. To start work immediately as a body double in an upcoming DreamWorks feature film starring Eddie Murphy. Is this a sequel to The Big Mama's House? Or
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe The Clumps or something. I don't know. Anyway, this job will also pay $200 a day, plus any overtime and all the craft services you can eat. And yes, it does say that.
Really?
And you'll work through July 2006. Start doing the math. Just say that's 365 days. Yeah. Just all right, just say you're working 275 of those days. What's 275, Bianca, times $200 a day? An open casting call for the role will be held on Saturday, August 13th, 2005 at 11 a.m. and it will end at 3 p.m. at Central Casting in Burbank, California. Right. Anyone interested in attending should immediately call. How much money is that, Bianca?
$55,000.
There you go.
That's it?
Mm-hmm. Please, you get a chance to meet all those Hollywood people. 818-503-3134. 818-503-3134. Good luck.
Wendy, man.
Michelle?
Yeah.
You're just having casual sex with him.
Right.
There is no engagement.
No.
He's got a girlfriend.
So-called. I'm pregnant now. Should I keep it?
Wait, hold on for just one moment. I'm about to reach through the phone and crack her skull.
The Wendy Williams Experience.
Mm-hmm. 'Cause I can't stop and we won't stop. Mm-hmm. 24 minutes after 4 o'clock here in New York City, the Wendy Williams Experience. Nice to be here. I'm just glad it didn't rain today, Mike Woods said that it might rain today. Mike Woods was over in Rivervale, New Jersey this morning. I want to say, run, Negro, run. That's where we live. We bought our brand new house. It was a brand new, we were the first ones to live in it. We lived there for 45 days in racist-ass Rivervale, New Jersey, before we put the house up on the market. It was hell living there. My parents would get stopped everybody who came to our house got stopped by the cops. And it turns out they all knew where everybody was going. They'd come in. Mm-hmm. I used to have to tell Lopez, don't answer the door, not for the mailman, not for the cops, nobody. You just stay away from the front windows. When you come to the house, you pull the car in the garage. Don't worry about taking the garbage out. Don't do anything. You just stay in the house. Fortunately, at that time, our kid, it was 3 years ago. He's turning, 5 this month. So, it was terrible, though. And forget about it. You know our lifestyle here on the show, coming in from a party 3 o'clock in the morning, having the cops trailing you right to the driveway, only to ask you to get out and walk a damn line and all like that. Oh, the paranoia was high. I wouldn't do any parties unless I had car service. And then the car service drivers would get all caught up in the matrix because now they're driving and it's late at night. It was a little sleepy town. The cops had nothing better to do. They followed the car service all the way to the driveway. Now, what are you going to do? Breathalyze him? You know what I mean? Oh, it was crazy. Anybody who used to come to our house after, I would say, 10 o'clock at night, I would make them spend the night. You know what I mean? Because by the time you leave here, just put it this way, just bring your pajamas and sleep in the guest room. Just be ready to spend the night. No, you can leave at the crack of dawn. As soon as dawn, it's safe. But right now, don't go nowhere. Because we's living in Rivervale. Grew up all my life in New Jersey. I thought Bergen County was the end-all and be-all. We moved there. I'm thinking, I got the American dream going on. 45 days later, I'm like, oh, hells to the no. Let's get the hell out. Essex County. I'm coming at you. I don't know why I didn't listen to my Essex County lovelies before. My doctors, our lawyer, everybody lives in Essex County. No.
I'm wondering why.
No. I grew up in Jersey. I have aspirations of living in Bergen County where the grass is greener and the houses are... Oh, please. Woods was out there in Rivervale, New Jersey, just a smiling and a cooning this morning. I was like, oh, Mike, I hope your news van drivers are white to get you out of there and you duck. The day that we moved, honey, the majority of the movers were white, but they needed 3 different moving trucks. And the 2 black guys were driving in the 3rd truck, and I'll be damned, they got stopped and locked up on moving day. I don't know what it was all about. All I know is that by the time the move was over, the owner of the company had come, and gotten them out. And the owner, Israeli, he was like, oh, they're so racist. I mean, he's going on and on about how they're racist in the town, the whole bit. And I'm just like, see? Yup. And that record exec, Deidre, she lives out there in Rivervale. You know Deidre. You know Deidre, right? Yes. Tate. Yeah, she, and she heard me talk about Rivervale before in the trials. I was like, hell no, we're selling our house. You can stay and be that example if you want. I don't have time to fight on the front lines. I got a child to think about. And a job that I have to work. I got to leave. But once we're out, I'll talk about it. I'm not talking about it now. While I'm living there. Last I checked, she's still there. And everybody who goes to her house gets stopped, too. And she'd be having those flavor unit Super Bowl parties and whatnot. And they pull everybody over going and everybody over leaving. Yup. And yup. Riverdam Vale, New Jersey. Mm-hmm. Say no to Splaboo. And the agent who sold us the house acting like she didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know what? But white woman, sometimes, there's, not all people represent stereotypes. You know what I mean? So this is apparently a woman who, such a nice, little black family and so on and so forth. Like, she wasn't racist. She didn't appear racist to me. So therefore, she's not looking for any of these things. And when I would ask her about, because I am an asker, This is no offense to you. You don't seem like the type, but let me just ask you, the racial breakdown of this is a lovely community. Everybody pays a lot of taxes. People care about their lawn, blah, 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 so on and so forth. We went with it. Next place that we bought, which is where we live right now, I put our sales agent through hell. I want to know ratios, breakdowns, right down to who's under Megan's Law in here. I want to know the pedophiles. I want to know the racial profile. I want to know how many black arrests go down, how many black people live in this neighborhood, how many blacks go to the public school. I want to know everything. And we bought from a brother just to be sure we were getting the proper stats so we can talk the black on black talk. Let's talk, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because if you do right by us, there's more to come. I'll recommend you. So shout out to KC Gleaton of Realty World in Montclair. You did the right thing, bro. Thank you for rescuing us from Copland. It was so bad we had to move before we even sold the house. I mean, it was so disgusting. And then the house, you know why? Because they're bringing people into the house, and I'm thinking, I'm getting all paranoid, like, okay, it's gonna be some cops to come through, to see how the blacks live. You know what I mean? Bring the cops through, and or maybe they see that the lights are out, and they want to do something. I didn't know what. So after 45 days, we put the house on the market. Maybe 45 days after that, we said, you know what? Let's just move. And not rent it out. I don't want anything to do with the place, but let's sell it empty. No splabu action going on here at all. Just empty house. We sold it to a lovely Asian couple. They retired well. Yeah. In the meantime, it was just some drama, though. And I didn't even want them to see me. It was sight unseen sale. You don't even know you're blind from Splabu. I'm not even being in there, and like that. It's something else, really. So shout out to Mike Woods. I hope you got out safely this morning. And shout out to everybody at Good Day New York, Fox 5. Love you. Penny, by the way, you looked really good today. Not that you don't look good, but Penny had on a mini skirt and a beautiful blue top, and her nails were... Penny, are you and your husband in love all over again? What's going on over there, Penny Crone? And Jody, pink looks nice on you. Hi, Chris. Hey, Stacey Ann. All right. WBLS is still celebrating the 107 days of summer. We're having a block parties all over the town. And so right now we're presenting the United We Stand Entertainment. WBLS and United We Stand Entertainment are presenting Raising Kings and Queens. It's the 5th annual Family Day at Rosedale Park. That's in the Bronx. It's going to be Sunday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Dr. Bob Lee is going to be hosting. Entertainment done by Cool Clyde, the legendary DJ. And Lance Lightning. Why are you laughing?
Nothing, because you said it like like he was well known. I never heard of him. Sorry. BT Express is performing live, and there's a fashion show. So there's something for the whole family. It's a free event, too. Oh, free?
If it's free, it's for you. Sunday in the Bronx. Scott!
Oh!
All right. We're going to continue with this break, and we'll be back with more of the Hour of Truth next on 107.5 WBLS.
Wendy Williams, you don't know me. I'm not your punching bag. You gon' blow me up. Girl, better leave me alone before I buy your radio station and send you home.
Wendy Williams, experience.
Listen to what the backbreaker says. Wendy, I was just on your website checking out the photo gallery. What's the name of the intern with the pink and white wife beater? I'd tear her ass up and make Nicole Spence with the cute dimples watch with her cute ass so she can see what she's going to get next. Well, somebody who just took down our website for a minute. Close it up.
Oh, the internet department here.
Okay, the internet department here has just closed up the website. I would love to know who has on the pink and white wife beater. Very fun. Who is that?
Bianca.
No, she said hers is pink and green.
Yeah, it's light green.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, that's Bianca, Queen of all interns.
AKA.
Yep, she's an AKA. That's pink and green, not pink and white, not red and white, not blue and gold. Don't get it twisted. She wears her colors very proudly and seriously. JC says, tell Artie that I had to go through that. My dad told me if I don't go in there and fight, I'd have to fight him. Well, one day, this older kid was messing with me, and I really, really didn't want to fight, but I saw my dad coming up the street, so I tore off a whooping for that ass. Yeah, I agree. Let the daughter know that she needs to fight for herself. Even if she loses, at least she'll get a little respect from the bullies for stepping up to the plate. That's from T. Hunt. Wendy, last night I watched Monique's Fat Chance. The show was really good. The majority of the ladies on the show are beautiful, but I have one complaint. Monique is supposed to be glorifying plus-size women, but she can't do that when every 5 minutes she has something negative to say about small women. I am one of those small women, and I just had to say something, but I'm not skinny. There is a difference. Skinny is when you have no curves. I'm small, curves in the right places, yada, yada, yada. Can't wait to see her big butt when she's 9 months pregnant. And Wendy also, maybe it's just me, or do you think her fiance is just in it for the money? Let me know. No. I mean, you know what? That's one of those childhood friends who knew her, regardless, and so on and so forth. So, no, I wish her well. Nick Cannon, by the way, everybody, is warning his fans about the gay porn star named Nick Cannon. He is begging people not to confuse him with the adult entertainer named Nick Cannon. Now, I've never heard of a porn star named Nick Cannon. Let's go to the source. Art?
Yes, and Nick Cannon's been in the business a lot longer than that Nick Cannon. I've heard of Nick Cannon years ago.
Is he black?
That's a good question. I don't know if he's black or white, though.
Is he slaying Christina Milian?
No, he's not.
All right, well, then the young man Nick Cannon has nothing to worry about. You still got your beautiful girlfriend. Here's what he says about Christina Milian. I like her, too. She's like a little sister in my head. It's just so cute. Kim Possible. Me and my son know all the words. I forgot it, though. I haven't seen it in 2 weeks. 2 glorious weeks of no Nick Elodian. A noggin. She's one of my best friends. She's a beautiful girl. I would say I have friends who are girls. She is a friend and she understands. I don't know if she has other boyfriends. I don't really want to hear about that if she does. She does her thing. I do my thing. We're close friends. She's a great person. Oh. An open relationship. One of those don't ask, don't tells. I guess they understand they're too young to get tied down. Hey, you know what? Shout out to all the big ladies. I just wanted to give you that telephone number. I want to give you the address, too, for that casting call on Saturday. All right. You're going to Central Casting. Remember, the audition Saturday for that role that I was telling you about last break is between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. It's at Burbank, California at 220 South Flower Street. It's 220 South Flower Street. They don't say what you should bring with you, but I would bring a headshot, and like that. A little resume of what you've done, if you've done anything at all. Just bring something. And a snack, because it'll probably be a long wait. 818-503-3134. It's 818. Call ahead. They say anyone interested in attending should call, so call. 818-503-3134. And when you call them, tell them Wendy sent you.
Wendy Williams, that is.
Wendy Williams, yeah. Out there, you would say KKBT, from KKBT Radio. Because if you say, from New Orleans or New York or, downtown, they're going to be like, huh, So just say Wendy Williams from KKBT. That's my Los Angeles radio station. Okay. 818-503-3134.
I think your name is enough because I think you transcend radio.
No.
Because you're on TV and you're an author.
No. You'd be surprised. Or maybe you wouldn't. I appreciate that, though. That's the kind of confidence that I need to hear going into certain situations. Uh-oh. But at the end of the day, I'm just a splaboo from New Jersey. Oh. Well, it is what it is, Miss Zoe.
With glass heels.
No, not even glass. With plastic F-me pumps.
Oh.
5 inches walking into the meeting.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad.
It is cheaper. You know why? But I got to draw the picture of what it is. You know me. I've got a flair for the cheap. I like the cheap and cheesy. I could call them glass slippers. I guess that would sound more elegant, right? They were plastic. And I got them from the Fredericks store, too.
Oh,
now, take that.
It's Wendy, man.
I just found out this morning that my supervisor's pregnant.
Damn you, I told you not to do it.
Should I tell my wife what's up?
Plan on a divorce. And as for your job, put that where? Back there.
The Wendy Williams Experience.
I am so tired of the fees. Everything in my life is a fee. Parking fees, movie fees, ticket fees, and worst of all, my free checking account has usage fees. How is it a free checking account if I have to pay fees to use it?
We were wondering the same thing. At Washington Mutual, free checking really means free. There are no monthly fees, no matter what your balance, and no fees to talk to a teller. So when we say free, we mean it. It's a checking account that's free. From the home of the free, Washington Mutual.
Hey, baby.
Perfect example. This is my new fiancée. Guess what her name is? Go on, baby. Tell him your name.
Fifi.
See?
Baby, don't cry.
Call 1-800-788-7000 or stop by your neighborhood Washington Mutual and open a free checking account today. You won't have to worry about monthly fees anymore. Washington Mutual. More human interest. FDIC insured.
Yo, be original. Your shit sloppy. Get off your mother carbon copy.
Wendy, man. The Wendy Williams Experience.
It's been a long time.
I want to know what's up with Little Kim.
Please, more gossip, more gossip. You need to pick it up.
Wendy girl, who's the gay rapper?
Matter of fact, it's safe to say.
Rather controversial.
Controversy in the rap world.
This is what I know how to do, so I'm not playing.
I hear you.
Go hard or go home.
All right.
The ain't playing.
I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this before.
The Wendy Williams Experience.
Like the Bible says.
Yo, did you catch this flashback?
The first page of this fax got cut off, but listen to the rest of it. I couldn't believe my eyes. Wendy, my son was giving my husband a professional.
Stab! Ladies! Captain!
Take the big one, Elizabeth. Come on, Elizabeth. How you doing?
I'm gay, I'm a homo, I like guys. I'm gay, I'm a homo, I like guys. I'm gay, I'm a homo, I like guys.
I'm going home. I'm going home. I've had it. I've had it.
It's a day. It's a whole lot.
Woo! I never get tired of this show, boy. Yeah. This is where it's all going down. If you're just turning us on, welcome to the Wendy Williams Experience. If this is your first time being here, just remember one thing. It is what it is. Nothing more, nothing less. All right, so Lisa Ray apparently is about to get married to a chief minister of the Turks and the, how do you say it, Siakos? Shiakos. Caicos? Siakos. The Caicos. I know the Turks. I'm not familiar with the Caicos. But apparently this man is the chief minister of the Turks and the Caicos, and his name is Michael Misick. And he proposed to Lisa Ray. I don't know whether she's accepted. I didn't even know she was dating the prime minister or the chief minister. Lisa Ray, well, you're a queen of hearts to us, but boy, oh boy. Imagine those shopping sprees. Mm-hmm. And, damn, why is so much stuff on top of my paperwork? Beanie Siegel is out, by the way. He was released this morning at 10 a.m. Shout out to everyone in Philly. Escorted out of jail by his fiance and his mother. The three of them drove about a half mile before meeting up with Kareem Burke, a.k.a. Biggs, and Dame Dash, and a host of family and friends and supporters who are waiting in a caravan of 6 cars. Beanie, they say, was showered with cheers when he stepped out of his vehicle. And he was welcomed back into the free world in true Dame Dash style, they said. Dame presented Beanie with a copy of the DVD, State Property 2, some State Property clothes, and a pair of sneakers from Beanie Siegel's State Property shoe line, which operates under the Pro-Keds umbrella. They say he had a sleek black tour bus ready to take Beanie from New Jersey to his home in Philly. and a plethora of Beanie Siegel posters taped on phone poles and walls for the 2-mile ride home from prison. That's hot. That's hot. And Beanie's next career move, they say, will take place on August 18th when he kicks off his tour. On August 23rd is the release date of his upcoming DVD, which is called The Bee Coming from Beanie Siegel. Plus, he's got a reality show called The Truth set for BET. It's called, the reality show is actually called The Truth, The Trial, The House Arrest. Beanie's getting back in the studio. I don't know when, but he says that he wasn't motivated to write rhymes while he was in jail for the last 10 months. 6 of those months were spent in solitary confinement because of fighting. And he says that the MC that inspired him, because there aren't any, but there's one, and happens to be a friend of the show, Young Jeezy.
Wow.
Yeah. Young Jeezy. Oh, here's a picture. Oh, this is good looking. Who got this? Oh, in the new Sister to Sister magazine on page 13, there's a picture of, wow. Oh, he's handsome too, Lisa Ray. Oh, he's handsome. You could fix up your body language a little bit, though. Body language is a little saying, I got him. Mostly for the credentials. I don't know. I can't figure it out. What's her body language saying? All in a day's work. As she wipes her mouth. Or right the corners of her mouth. Welcome to the free world, Beanie Siegel. So, Sienna Miller has given Jude Law an ultimatum. Now, when we last checked in with them, he slept with his kid's nanny, and Sienna broke off the engagement. But now there's an ultimatum. Are you ready for the ultimatum? He's got to stay celibate for 6 months. What? Now friends are saying that she wants Jude to seek sexual therapy as well. And here's the quote. These are from my friends over at Life and Style magazine. Hey, Marisol. Hey, everybody at Life and Style. Love you all. Here's the quote from Sienna's friends. She's told Jude to his face that he has a problem. Besides Jude admitted to his affair with Daisy, he reported cheating on his wife Sadie Frost during their marriage. Reports that Jude denies. A friend of the actor says therapy might be one step he's unwilling to take. Follow that story as it develops. In the meantime, there's this woman who has established herself as a money manager rather, to the stars, and her name is Gabrielle Smith. And there's this big article on her in today's newspaper. Well, she's done fabulous things like vacation with Jay-Z and Beyonce in the Caribbean, eating at Mr. Chow's, going to NBA games in style. Her company is called Premier Business Management, and it's based out of New York. And she built a client list that includes the president of Def Jam Records. Who would that be? Jay-Z. Fabulous, who, by the way, shout out to you, Fabulous. I heard the freestyle. He put my name in a freestyle. When we were coming back from JFK last night, I was listening to DJ Clue. And Clue played Fabulous's freestyle. And he says something like, he's talking about, keeping it hot. And he says something like, keep it hot like Wendy at BLS. I was like, all right. Thanks, little dude. Thanks, Fab. Fabulous. How come you've never come to this show, by the way? Can I take your freestyle as a sign that you want to come? Was that a shout out? Like you want to come to the show? Come on now. As we speak, I bet you my girls are dialing up your people. So can we make something happen? No matter what I've said about you, I've always punctuated with how cute you are. I would like to see that. In here. Ask him about his life and stuff. Plus, not only that, his rhyme. Anyway, I like you, Fab. So anyway, back to this woman who is being accused of, I guess swindling the industry, including Fab, DJ Clue, Jay-Z, and whatnot. She's 35 years old, and she's a stockbroker and former talent scout. And they say she stole more than $3 million using some of the star's money to pay other investors and pocketing the rest. This woman, by the way, was a girlfriend of one Michael Kaiser. Yeah, one of the slime within the music industry. Exactly. Mm-hmm. You can see where he'd love a woman like this. Mm-hmm. A hustler loves a hustler. Anyway, public records indicate that at least one client has undertaken private claims against her former employers, Morgan Stanley and Prudential Securities. Well, she's facing federal charges, and the documents are sealed in Brooklyn court. And oh, listen to this one. It says, there are speculations in rap circles that she may provide information in another federal inquiry. This one into suspicions of money laundering involving a convicted drug dealer, Kenneth McGriff, and the rap music label Murder, Inc. Oh, as if she doesn't have enough problems, she gets brought into that mess. How could she have bamboozled some of the savviest players in hip-hop? Well, they say that her resume was outwardly very impressive. Plus, she exuded cheery confidence, and she was dating a trusted music industry insider. That would be Michael Kaiser. At the time, he was vice president of promotions for Def Jam. Now, she's not commenting. Kaiser, will you? Well, they said in regards to how... Wait, this says regarded... Anyway, it's talking about what she's bought, what she's purchased for herself. She purchased a $564,000 hilltop home in New Jersey, a Range Rover, trendy clothes, accessories, and an extended collection of Louis Vuitton bags. And one in particular that she would carry around, her Yorkshire Terrier, whose name happens to be Dior. The employees scrambled to provide the services that many celebrities expected of their business managers, from investing their savings to paying their bills. Forged their signature. Ooh, it goes on to say several former clients said she forged their signatures to make unauthorized withdrawals and fabricated account statements. Mm-hmm. And people in the business feel outraged and betrayed. There she goes. She went to the University of Maryland, but she didn't get her degree. She took an entry-level job at Jive Records and then at Def Jam Records. And then at one point, she was a scout for Tommy Boy Records. Didn't have a lot of the diva behavior that sometimes is associated with the younger generation. That's one of the things that I guess people liked about her. And she didn't seem to have an ear for platinum talent either. Her career in music appeared to have stalled before it had gone further. That's when, in 1997, she got her broker job over at Morgan Stanley. Yada, yada, yada. We can go on and on about her. How about I finish the rest tomorrow? Because I see this break is about to be out. And there's some other stuff that I wanted to talk with you about. Damn. Oh, you know what? Remember Vanessa Williams from Soul Food? I was telling you that she was confronted with that paparazzi man about the other Vanessa Williams, Miss America. Well, now Vanessa Williams apparently wanted to sue him. But this just in from Los Angeles. There were no paparazzi nor any fanfare as former Melrose Place and Soul Food star Vanessa Williams left the courthouse on Grand Street in downtown Los Angeles yesterday. Ms. Williams had filed a slander suit against syndicated gossip columnist Jeffrey Wells regarding a piece that he posted of his encounter with Ms. Williams at a fundraiser in June. During this interaction, Mr. Wells suggested that she should arrange a meeting with the former Miss America Vanessa Williams based solely on the fact that they have the same name. Ms. Williams' attorney, Melvin Shavers, asserted that Mr. Wells had made false... All right. All right, she was looking for $50,000 in compensation, but the judge dismissed the case, saying that nothing was false. All he did was, talk about. Oh, and by the way, he did come with the tape-recorded conversation, just like he said he'd deliver right there in court, and he warned you ahead of time. Vanessa, go ahead and sue me. I got the whole conversation on tape. There was nothing hostile about what I said. You were the hostile one. And he played it for the judge, and the judge said dismissed. It was very smart. Tape record all conversations. Did you read about that man over the weekend who taped all that heroin underneath a bad hairpiece at the airport? And when they pulled the heroin off his head, he had all these... They crazy glued it. I'm sorry. They crazy glued it. He came over from Colombia and had all this heroin underneath a bad toupee. And the toupee is what tipped off the people at the airport. And when they snatched him bald, they found all these little... the size of razor blades, little packs of heroin crazy glued to his head. Mm-hmm.
Wendy, man.
So, Whitney, is there drug use at this present time?
Who are you talking to?
To you, Whitney. You.
No, you're not talking to me. I'm a mother. Only my mother has privy to that information. You talk to your child about that. Don't ask me no questions like I'm a child. Don't ask me like I'm a child, because I'm not a child, Wendy.
The Wendy Williams Experience.
Alrighty, everybody, we're about to round out the show. Don't forget, if you get time, go to the website, thewendywilliamsexperience.com. I would love for you to participate in our people poll question today. All right, so the one that we had on Friday, because I wasn't here yesterday to give results. Do you believe in the death penalty? 80% of you said yes. 20% of you said no. Here's the new question. And it always has to be yes, no. Remember that. Did you lose your virginity before 15 years of age? Yes or no? Because I want to know more about you. Okay. Thank you. And by the way, I don't know who popped the paparazzi in the leg, but you know what? Take that. I'm talking about over at Britney Spears' house. Well, you know what happened over the weekend. So, because of the media attention, the sheriff is saying that they'll keep this entire thing on the front burner until the whole thing is settled. Apparently, the paparazzi's name is Brad Diaz, and he was shot in the leg while standing in the street 150 to 200 feet from Britney's home while there was some sort of baby shower going on in Britney's honor, trying to get his pictures taken. Now, he wasn't on the property, true. I'm just mad at the anger of it. Not that he did anything wrong. He's just doing his job. But just ooh. It's funny I can separate like that. Like, I find nothing wrong with the gossip, but the paparazzi are just, too much. Ooh. And I used to hate that show, but I'd have to watch it on E. Remember that show used to come on? Paparazzi Gone Wild or whatever? And I'm so glad E took that show off. I used to, and I'm a wag, but
They gotta eat too.
Ate off somebody else's time, not ours. I'm speaking for Cameron Diaz and them. That's because that's what they want to say. Young Buck, in the meantime, and Lloyd Banks were arrested on Monday night. Last night, Madison Square Garden. That was the big concert was going on, which ended in Young Buck's parting fire shot, which was F the police. Well, nothing like inciting them to try to get you outside. They know you got something in there, whether it's a half ounce, a pound, a couple pills, some jums, or guns. Some llamas. Well, apparently Bucks and Banks and their entourage had a run-in with the cops, and that resulted in 13 people being arrested. According to a spokesperson for the New York Police Department, Buck and Banks were traveling in a van with 11 other men in the vehicle as it was pulled over on 41st Street at 8th Avenue in Manhattan. So they clearly got away from the garden. But after that F the police thing, the cops, I guess, had it in for them, and they allegedly ran a red light. Why do I think that the light was clearly yellow and they could have made it through? But the F the police thing is what just pushed them over the top. You know what I'm saying? And they probably thought that they were beyond the police because they hang with 50 who's got nothing but police around them. No, that security is for 50. Oh, he didn't tell you that. He probably won't. You know what I'm saying? They're for him, not for you. Police say they recovered a .357 handgun. from one of the members of the entourage, and he was charged with criminal possession of a weapon. They also allegedly found a loaded .40 caliber gun on the floor of the van, and everyone in the vehicle was charged because I guess nobody claimed it. Well, this afternoon, Tuesday, August 9th, all 13 men are still in custody awaiting arraignment. And so that's how that goes down. In the meantime, Suge Knight was fined, but you probably found out yesterday. I wasn't here, though, to freshly tell you. $691 on Friday and cleared of weed possession charges after pleading no contest to making that illegal U-turn while driving without insurance in Barstow, California. And Foxy Brown pled not guilty. And she rejected her second plea bargain. So now she faces a year in jail about that $20 manicure that she said she never received. So she's trying to get some gangster points, I guess, to take light off Kim's thing. So, Foxy, hello. If you go to jail for not paying for a $20 manicure, which I believe you when you say you didn't get it, but that's not quite as gangster as lying to the feds. Sorry, you got to zhuzh up your crime a bit, girl, because there's no street cred in a $20 manicure and rejecting a plea damn bargain. I like your new song, by the way. Kim, I like your second single a lot better than that first one. You know, the Welcome to Brooklyn. Yeah. Hot. Lyrically, musically, hot. She sounds a lot like Lauryn Hill in that song. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot like Lauryn Hill. Mm-hmm. In the meantime, Elizabeth Vargas, who is up for, they're now searching for a new Jennings, replacement, and she's the only woman in the fray. ABC News woman Elizabeth Vargas, I love her. Is she Spanish? Vargas, I would imagine that would be. Oh, you're getting a telephone call. Well, her husband, the country western singer, Mark Cohn, he was shot in the head on Sunday. Wait a minute. Come on, Art. Stop.
What do you mean, come on, Art? That's sad.
It is sad, but you with the music, you're slathering that crap on your lips. Yes, come on. You're making me not react like I'm supposed to.
Sorry.
Damn you. Why are you such a queen? Oh. Why can't you do that out of the room? And he's so damn dramatic with it. He's got the lip grease in a nail polish container, and he takes it out and he brushes it along his lips, and he dips down at the bow in his lips and brings it back up, and then he gets it all over his mouth. And then after he finishes, he goes like this, girls, like on a Saturday night after midnight, wipes the corner of his mouth.
Don't be jealous.
Well, I'm just saying, stop distracting me. I'm talking about Elizabeth Vargas' husband, who, by the way, is recovering, and he's expected to make a full recovery. The bullet hit him in the temple. The guy was trying to carjack him. Yeah. What kind of drama is that? And by the way, Kevin Costner, oh, God, he was so hot in The Bodyguard. Oh, boy. He wants to do a remake of The Bodyguard, of course, not with Whitney Houston. He wants to redo it with somebody else. And here's what he says. Here's his quote. Ideally, it would be great to get someone like Jessica Simpson on board to take the story to the next level. What'd you say?
I said, forget the splaboo.
Yeah, forget the splaboo, exactly.
The high splaboo.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hi. All right, where's the rest of my expose I was about to do? I was about to do the rest of the crime story expose. Oh, criminal woman, you're lucky. I lost my expose. I was about to finish you off.
Maybe we got a minute till we go home.
No, Girls.
Fan out.
Girls, fan out. Look in the garbage can. Look in the garbage can. Miss Wendy dumbed out. Look, it was all, I highlighted it and I underlined it and everything. Yellow highlighter and underlining. Come on, staple pages. They were staple pages. Come on.
Come on, girls.
Come on. Yes! Good girl. That's our new girl from North New Jersey. Yeah. What's up, Asia? You better work, Asia. Repping the Brick City something nasty.
What?
Anyway, so this woman, the accused financial thief of the music world, she attended exclusive events on the arm of her then boyfriend, Mike Kaiser. And they say she had ample opportunity. Kaiser vouched for her. Then, Skane, who's, one of the owners of, he's one of the owners of Desert Storm. Yeah. So anyway, first of all, it goes on to say Mike is now a record executive at Mike Kaiser, now a record executive at Atlantic Records, and he denies soliciting any clients for this woman. And this is a business that she created. He goes on to say, but Skane was robbed of $700,000. He went to check on his money over at Prudential, and they said, hey, it's nice to finally meet you face to face. And Skane said, I had never spoken to him before, and when he said those words, I said to myself, I am wiped out. I knew what that was. Well, apparently he had $17,000 left in his account. $700,000 was the investment. $17,000 left in his account. Oh, damn. Who comes on next? Tie them up for a moment. I need more time with you. All right, you all. I love you for listening today. And we'll get back together again tomorrow. Okay, good. Tell a friend to tell a friend about the fastest growing radio program in the country. It's called The Wendy Williams Experience, and I love doing it. Thank you. Bye-bye.
These party people. See you later. Cause I'm saying bye-bye.
Good night. Program complete.
Damn. I got to finish this article about this woman. And we got to talk about Puffy and Kim Porter and the broken nose. And I'm taking your phone calls. And, I mean, you know, I still have a whole pile of stuff to get through. So it's the bonus hour. It's coming up next. And the phones are open at 866-GET-WENDY. Thank you.
I'm the Biz Markie. I got a new suggestion for nausea, heartburn, and indigestion, upset stomach and diarrhea. Pepto-Bismol is the perfect idea. I got news for your mouth to savor. Pepto's got a cherry flavor. So when you got the bellies and you can't even wait, paint tastes better than you think. Pepto-Cherry, pink tastes better than you think.
Wendy Williams! Microphone check, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Wendy Williams, experience. Baby.
WB.
Since you've been listening this far, we're going to throw in a little bonus hour. You ready?
How long is this bonus hour gonna last? I'm getting addicted.
No, let me tell you, I love this extra hour.
Everything is organic here on the bonus hour.
Yeah, baby. Hey, yo, check this out. It's Wendy, man.
Here it is.
It's the bonus hour on the Wendy Williams Experience.
107.5 WBLS.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the bonus hour. I was just reapplying. Anyway, so Skane was left with $17,000. And so now John T. McGuire, who's the securities lawyer representing Skane and several other former Premier clients, that's the name of this woman's company, Premier, said that he obtained his records showing that most of the money that was given to this woman to invest never even made it to Prudential. And there were a lot of forged signatures going on. And one of the rudest awakenings for this woman, Ms. Smith, was when on January 3rd of 2003, the feds raided her office as a part of investigation of McGriff, you know, the man who, you know, they say dominated the drug game over in Jamaica, Queens, in the Baisley Park projects for much of the 80s, and also Murder, Inc., you know, Irv Gotti and them. So they kicked in her door to obtain her records relating to this guy, McGriff, as well as Murder, Inc. Her company also handled money for a man named Ronald Robinson. We know him as Gouda, the artist manager. Remember, he used to manage Gouda Love. He used to manage May.
Kuda.
Oh, well, this is a different person. Gouda.
Yeah, the Kuda is Kuda Love.
That's right, Gouda Love. doesn't manage Ja Rule, right?
No, he manages Mace.
Right, and that's it.
That's it.
Well, there's a man named Gouda.
Oh.
And he manages Ja Rule. I just figured they didn't mention Mace because Mace is not relevant. Murder Mace back to cursing and carrying it on all over again. Mm-hmm. Anyway, meanwhile, she was paying bills late or not paying them at all, and this guy Kuda was getting ready to fire her because he couldn't figure out why his bills were, well, not being kept up. So there's another woman, her name is Ms. Trinidad. Meanwhile, Ms. Trinidad said that shortly after that raid, she found out about it and asked Ms. Smith, this money bilker, to bring her financial statements. She wants to see what she's got going on. Well, the financial records show that she had roughly $70,000 in her account, half of what she entrusted to Ms. Smith at her company Premier. So Ms. Trinidad demanded the rest of her money back, at one point enlisting the help of Mike Kaiser,
How you doing?
who was one of her colleagues at Def Jam Records at the time. She even drove to, because Miss Smith's boyfriend was Mike Kaiser. They apparently lived together in this house in Pomona, New Jersey. So Miss Trinidad got in her car and drove to the Smith-Kaiser household, rang the doorbell. The door opens up.
How you doing?
And it's Mike Kaiser wearing his boxer shorts. And he says to her, how you doing? And she says, get out of my way. Move over, queen.
How you doing?
Where's your girlfriend? And so, according to what I'm reading, it was Miss Smith who told Kaiser, call the police. Wows. Yes, there. The police were never called. Miss Trinidad, by the way, this woman who was bilked and only had $70,000 left in her account, she owns a place in Teaneck, New Jersey called Fats Chicken and Rib Joint. And she has yet to recover a dime of her money. And Kevin Lyles, who's now the executive vice president over the Warner Music Group, but at the time he was the king of all Def Jam, he lost $450,000 dealing with this woman. The people over, the people handling this case right now say we've recovered several millions of dollars from the victims, and they expect to have more success in recovering additional funds. In the meantime, Miss Trinidad, who has the chicken and waffle place, whatever, she's planning on suing, and everybody else mums the word. Nobody's trying to return any phone calls and stuff. They just, She went up to the house, though. That's gangsta. How you doing?
How you doing?
It's my Kaiser, honey. How you doing? Hello.
Wendy?
Hi.
Hey, I have a comment about something that happened last week. Okay. I think, what's his name, left me on hold, and you guys left out the building.
Oh, yeah.
It was about that woman who wanted to take her boyfriend, who had the 6 kids, and move with her across the country or somewhere.
Okay, let me recap for everybody. Okay, there's this woman, a single woman with no kids, fabulous job.
Yeah.
And her man, who she'd been with, I forgot the story. They'd been together long enough, and his picture really looked good, except that he has 6 kids by 2 babies' mothers.
Yeah.
And she was moving to Colorado or something.
Something like that.
And he was moving there and wanted her to move there or something.
No, I think she wanted to move there for a better position, and he wanted to come with her.
That's right. And some of you all said that I didn't give her good advice.
Exactly.
Okay. Did you fax in?
No, I didn't, but I wanted to punch you in your boobs when you gave her that advice, telling her she need to bring that bum with her.
Well, do you want to know what? Here's the thing. It's not that he doesn't take care of his kids.
Wendy, he has 6 kids. He needs to be in close proximity to his kids.
I was trying.
Plus, he has a disabled child.
I was trying not to judge.
So what? That's your job.
Okay, all right, you're right. You know what? Any man with 6 kids, I don't care whether he's 56 with 6 kids, 77 with 6 kids, or 22. You need to run. Unless his last name is Murphy, Ewing, or, somebody who could hold it down financially.
Exactly. It's like he's trying to escape. No, stay there. So if something happens, jumps off with your kid, you can be there. Don't go try.
But if you're really wealthy and you're a man, you can actually fly back and forth and do a lot of that.
Well, this bum ain't wealthy, and let me tell you something. Damn. Whatever he's making is not going to be divided 6 ways. It has to be divided 8 ways because of him and because of her. That's a lot of child support that he'd have to pay. How much money do you think he'd really be bringing into that household?
But it's love.
I don't give a... You want to make me curse. I mean, really, you are. I can't believe... I was like, is Wendy having a Whitney Houston crack out moment?
Can I tell you something?
Yes.
Personally speaking, here's where I stand on kids and men, and I try to be not judgmental, because it's been a while since I dated. But I swore to myself I would never settle for dating a man with kids unless I turned 30 and there were no prospects on the horizon. I swore that I wouldn't. And you want to know what?
What?
And fortunately, by that point, I was in love, and the rest is history. But I got a problem with men with kids. If they
I do too. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. It takes a woman like 5 seconds to decide whether or not I want this man in my bed. After the next 55 seconds, you should be learning whether or not he has kids. When she found out he had 6 kids, I would have been walking down the street the other way.
I'm sorry. I
mean, that's a bum to me. That's a bum. Somebody who just wants to shook his... Not saying that child support is shooking his responsibility, but I'm saying you need to be somewhere close. Yeah. Not 3 time zones away.
Personally speaking, men with kids represent less money coming in my cipher.
Exactly. That's why I was like,
I was trying not to be judgmental. Just because I feel that way and you feel that way, then we're selfish broads, apparently.
That's not being selfish. That means I want all the damn money.
Oh.
If I have a man living with me, I don't want no money having to be dished out to somebody. I'm sorry. Obviously, I sound like a woman who does not have kids. You're right. But let me tell you, do you think a man would want to have a woman travel with him knowing that she has 6 children?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I forgive you.
And thank you for calling to put me in check. Because in actuality, I needed you to call me so I could tell the truth. Sometimes the advice during advice hour is just so... Damn, I find myself bending just because I don't want to sound like I really feel.
Well, you know what? Sometimes women need to man up. Stop acting like a piece.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And just buck up. Oh, my gosh.
Oh.
If she supposedly had it on the ball, he wouldn't have even been a prospect.
Exactly. Oh, you know what? I was going to say that, but I always say, though, love is the leveling playing field.
You know what? You could put that where?
Oh, that's God! It. You are killing me.
I love you, Wendy.
I love you. Bye. Yeah, a lot of the women thought I was, like, absolutely out of my mind for that one, but it was love. Damn. Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
How you doing, Wendy?
I'm doing well. How are you?
All right. Oh, now, Wendy, I just wanted to know. I seen Celebrity Justice Sunday, and they were saying that you had a little threat or something like that.
Wow, they're still playing that, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, well, sometimes Miss Wendy has to do things for dramatic effect.
Oh, okay. I'm just concerned, that's all. She was good.
Yes.
All right, take care.
Thank you, bye-bye.
I put all my family on to you in West Columbia, South Carolina.
All right. Shout out to everybody there. Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Bye-bye. Yeah, that was one of the few times I buckled in life for dramatic effect. They asked me a question as opposed to saying, oh, no. I was like, well, yes, as a matter of fact, if I say yes, is it going to give me 60 more seconds of camera time? Hello?
Hi, Wendy.
Hi.
Hi. I know this is not advice hour, but I urgently need your help.
Okay.
I'm a 28-year-old mother of 2, and I'm currently in the middle of a divorce from my 36-year-old husband.
Okay.
We had an 8-year relationship. We've been married for 1 year and 10 months.
Okay.
It started out being a settlement issue, has turned into a custody battle as of last month.
Oh, wow.
Divorce proceedings began November of last year. As of last week, I've discharged my lawyer because he wasn't representing me properly.
Mm-hmm.
I've depleted my life savings, my 401k, express IRAs, everything, into legal representation, and it wasn't executed properly. The case is not looking good for me now because 2 months ago my husband asked if he could see our son, which, by the way, is 4 and a product of our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
with which I have not had a problem with. He's been keeping my son Mondays through Thursdays, returning him home on Thursday evenings. No problem with me. I believe that if a father wants to spend time with his son, he should be able to do so.
Okay.
No baby mama drama. It's not necessary. Well, I needed help last month from him. I asked him to take my son to school during the week because I had training for last month. Well, what he's done is he has turned the tables against me. He has gone to the courts, and he has advised them that I've abandoned my son to him. So, in the courts, they don't look at what it has been in the past as far as where our son has been.
Right.
They look at the now.
Yes.
And the now, according to the courts, is my son lives with my husband. And that's not the case.
Okay, gotcha.
My problem now is just the bottom line. I need help with legal representation. I've even called into, legal services, prepaid legal services.
Right.
They help you to an extent.
Right.
But they help you still have to pay a retainer. I've already depleted thousands of dollars into a lawyer that didn't do anything for me but totally screw me over.
Yeah.
Prepaid legal, they want $7,500 for a retainer.
Wow. Okay, so what you're looking for, what borough do you live?
Queens.
Okay. If there is a Queens attorney who could perhaps help this woman out, if you can please either email Nicole at WBLS.com or you can fax me. And, woman, I'm going to put you on hold and we're going to take your telephone number, okay?
Okay.
So that if we hear from anybody, somebody will be giving you a call. Not from the show, but that person, that lawyer will be calling you, okay?
Right.
All right. Hold on a moment.
Thank you.
I really don't have anything to say about the two jurors from the Michael Jackson case who are now saying that he's guilty. They need to be arrested and thrown in jail. They need to serve whatever time they were planning on. What is that, 20 years they were planning on? That was the highest Michael would have gotten. They need to give both jurors 20 years. That's it. No book deal. Jamie Foxx has a defeatist attitude when it comes to talking about marriage. He says that, he likes his dating, get around lifestyle. And here's his quote. I ponder a woman, her body, what she smells like. I'm not married. He likes it that way. And Andre 3000, who, by the way, has a great article in the new... What magazine has Jennifer Lopez on the cover looking fabulous inside? La Lopez. Elle. Andre's got a good article in the new Elle magazine. Anyway, he says he's turned down the role in Dreamgirls, the one with Beyonce, because he doesn't want to be typecast. He was thrilled that the director sent him the script, but here's what he says. I just finished a movie. It was a period piece. I don't want to get typecast. So that's that. And A. Marie, speaking of La Lopez, says she is not fighting with Jennifer Lopez. Now, maybe I was away someplace, or in my mind I was away. I never heard that there was a feud between A. Marie and Jennifer Lopez. Maybe A. Marie realizes that feuds get people to talking, unfortunately. And so she created a feud, and now she's releasing a statement. Because here's what A. Marie says. I couldn't imagine being in a feud with Jennifer Lopez because I'm actually one of her biggest fans. It would be sad if there was a feud. My darling A. Marie. Darling, je vous aime beaucoup. Speaking of Cuckoo, do you think that she even knows who you are? Jennifer Lopez is she's on such another planet, you know what I'm saying? And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean, you know what I'm saying? Jennifer Lopez just seems she's not feuding. That was cute though, A. Marie. A. Maria. I love you, girl. A. Marie, I saw somebody yesterday who has your lime green Balenciaga bag. And she just thought it was the greatest thing. She says it's a collector's piece. I said, my girl A. Marie has one. She got it from Barney's. She sent one of her assistants over there, stalked out the joint and got it. I remember when A. Marie got it, she got it like the same week that she got it, she came up here to the show and she was all giddy about it. You know, those are the bags with the strings hanging down from it. Now they're doing a lot of knockoffs. You can find like at Forever 21 and whatnot. But the original bag, that's a hard to get bag. I think like $1,500, $1,700 or something like that. I hate rich people cattle call. All the girls showed up with the Balenciaga bags. Did you see them when they first got? I hate that show. It seems so contrived. But you know what show I really do like? Girls Next Door. The Playboy Mansion. I thought I would hate that show on E! I love it. I'll be there. I love it. I also love Kathy Griffin, the D-List. Love that. And of course, we're all happy that Being Bobby Brown has 2 extra episodes. No new word on Eddie Murphy's divorce. So, I'll be watching that for you, but I have no new word regarding it. And of course, we're all still mourning the death and celebrating the legacy of John Johnson, who passed away yesterday, 87 years old. And condolences to the family. I told a bit of his story a little bit earlier in the show. I don't have that paperwork in front of me, but to make a long story short, man, oh man, did he have a fight. And he sold his mom's furniture at their house, like he was raised, by a single mom. His father passed away when he was young. So he sold his mom's furniture and got $500 and started this magazine called, what did I say it's called?
Negro Digest.
The Negro Digest, exactly. And that was in 1942. By 1945, he had opened up Ebony magazine, telling about, the lifestyle of the, black people doing something. And there are a lot of blanks to fill in, but the rest, as they say, is history. He's been 24 years old. He opened up the Negro Digest, selling his mother's furniture for $500. 24. And man, oh man, what a foundation that he built for he and his entire family. There are a lot of Johnsons. And I went to the Johnson & Johnson building when I was in Chicago a few weeks ago. And the only place that I didn't get a chance to go was to Mr. Johnson's floor. His floor is like the top floor. I think it might be like either 9 or 14 stories, something like that. And each floor represents something different pertaining to that. Like this is the fashion fair floor. This is the, Ultra Scene Cosmetics floor. This is the, strictly the photography for Ebony, strictly photography for Jet. I mean, it's a well-oiled machine. And they got, there's every shade of black. There's white people working there, everything. And it's just like a beautiful thing to see. And to see that it was a grassroots company starting from a man with $500 and some furniture, and now it's this. They own their own building. It's not attached to anybody else. They're just very, very impressive. My emotional ass. I didn't want anybody to see, but I was all weepy. And at one point, I went into the bathroom. I was like, "Wow, this looks like the original furniture," and I meant that in the best way. It was very, very 50s. Like, looks like they hadn't gotten any new furniture in a while, but everything was really well preserved. And I happen to have liked that era of furniture, like not like old houses, but more like those modern houses. That whole, like you could picture. I could picture Stevie Wonder and a young red fox and everybody coming in and actually sitting on the same furniture. They had the psychedelic wallpaper and all that stuff. Just a real piece of history. If you ever go to Chicago and they don't have the Johnson & Johnson building on any sort of tours. I mean, they might have Harpo, like, you roll past Harpo and stuff, but if you get a chance, just peek into the lobby. I swear the furniture hasn't changed since the place was built. As a matter of fact, the security woman told me a lot of the rappers and stuff, they want to do videos in the lobby. It's so funky, and I mean funky, like they got the best back then. He put the best into that building, and it survived all these years, and it's untouched. And it just happens to be a frozen moment in time, the decor of the inside of the building. But it happens to be like my favorite. If I could revisit a moment in time, with the funky fresh wallpaper, with the mirror, with the what do you call it? It's silver wallpaper mixed with like black and red. The look, lines squiggling all down psychedelically, egg-shaped chairs and all that other shag carpet and stuff. Oh. Exactly. Just a real cool place and a real piece of history. So, Mr. Johnson, I don't even know if he was in the building. He occupies the whole top floor is his, as well it should be. Yeah. Did you lose your virginity before the age of 15? That's the question. That's the new people poll question on the WendyWilliamsExperience.com. Just go there and you answer yes or no, and I'll report back, my findings tomorrow. In the meantime, I have a picture of the swindler, Gabrielle Smith, the alleged swindler. And I got to tell you something. In this picture, which has been photocopied and it's black and white, but she looks like little Kim before the nose job. Look, pass it around. First Art. And then pass it to the Girl Fridays. Doesn't she? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Art, you get the phone. That might be somebody calling. pertaining to the story because we're about to move on. I got to tell you about Marie Osmond's garage was destroyed in a fire. All right, well, hit this just in, Art, at the same time as you're getting information. Can you multitask? Can you take information and hit this just in?
How you doing?
Oh, my gosh, he's so crazy. He's on the phone, pressing wrong buttons. A fire at the home of Marie Osmond destroyed a garage and her office above it, her husband said. There were no injuries. We were very blessed, says Brian Blasil. That's her husband. The fire started on Friday night in the garage while Brian was napping with one of the couple's 8 children upstairs. He said he heard the other children screaming, fire, fire. I ran through the house and got all my kids. That's a lot of kids. You know, them Osmonds put it down. The neighbors already had called 911. The flames were shooting out of the front of the garage, up the side wall, broke the windows in Marie's office. The fire had blown out the other windows, and the fire was contained, thank God, in the garage and the office. It was out in 5 minutes. Marie was giving a speech in Southern California, so she wasn't there, and they're just grateful that everybody is safe, and so are we. Keep that going. Dana Reeves, the widow of Christopher Reeves, has stunned America earlier today by announcing that she has been diagnosed with lung cancer.
Oh.
Well, she's 44 years old, and we all know her as standing by Christopher Reeves' side through thick and through thin. But now this news of this deadly lung cancer, the doctors say, has afflicted a relatively young woman, 44, who, are you ready for this one, is a non-smoker. And it came as a shock to everyone, particularly because we're still not over Peter Jennings passing away of lung cancer. And he had been a heavier smoker back in the day. Then he said, he slipped for 9/11. So here's what Dana Reeves says. Now more than ever, I feel Christopher with me as I face this challenge. As always, I look to him as the ultimate example of defying the odds with strength, courage, and hope in the face of life's adversities. They have their 13-year-old son, Christopher Jr. Excuse me, they have a 13-year-old son together. I don't know the boy's name, but terrible. Terrible. Sorry to have to report that to you. Shout out to Lewis and everybody working in the receiving department at Dwayne Reed over in Queens. There's a million Dwayne Reeds in Queens. Lewis, I wish you were more specific. Like Store 747 or something. Anyway, he loves the D-list too with Kathy Griffin. Yeah, I love that. Oh, I was telling everybody, Kevin Costner does want to do a sequel of The Bodyguard, but not with Whitney. He says, here's his quote, ideally, it would be great to have somebody like Jessica Simpson on board to take the story to another level. And I suspect your personal life, too. Mm-hmm. He sure was fine, though, in the original Bodyguard. Oh, I don't know what he looks like now. He always had mangled teeth. But I always was able to appreciate that about him through all the mangulation and everything. He never kowtowed to Hollywood and getting those big white chiclets like everybody else. He kept his mangulation and was a leading man status. A woman could never get away with having mangled teeth and be a leading woman.
Art would be giving them a drill.
Huh?
Art would be giving them the drill.
Yeah. Art, give his bottom row the drill.
Okay, I thought you liked them.
I do like him, but mangled is mangled. Well, everybody, we've got lots more show to go. I wanted to talk with you about Paula J. Johnson. And I wanted to talk with you about, a smattering of other things going on. You know what? How about we open up the phone lines again? 866-GET-WENDY. It's 866-GET-WENDY. You dial up, have your radio all the way turned down, and we're going to take a break. I'm going to come to you during the break, and then we'll be back with the remainder of the show here. And don't forget, Vaughn is back from vacation, so he's on at 7 o'clock. It's the Wendy Williams Experience now, though, on 107.5 WBLS.
Hey, what's up? This is Rolanda Watts, and you're listening to the Bonus Hour on 107.5 WBLS. Aren't you lucky?
Did she say, aren't you lucky, or how you doing?
Aren't you lucky?
Well, where is the how you doing? We don't say, aren't you lucky? Hey, Ro, I love you, girl. I love Rolanda Watts. I love her. She is like the epitome of, every woman. Remember she used to do the news in New York? And then I guess, she decided she wanted to do something else. She was a little too sassy to be sitting behind a news desk, so she got that blonde weave. And the next thing you know, she's looking like Miss Sexy, doing the news. And then she'd get the Rose Show and all like that. Now she hosts a show on PAX called The Lie Detector, which I happen to like that show a lot. Actually, it doesn't come on Mondays or Tuesdays. I forget. I like it when I watch it, but I will admit it's not pre-planned in my pre-planner. But she says, aren't you lucky? I'll take that as long as she... Hollywood? You didn't snap at him? You snap your finger like a true popping queen, too. It was all loud. All right. Can you ask Hollywood whether he got How You Doing from... are you an intern here?
I just started today.
Well, then you're late. What time did you get here? 4?
I had her come today.
Okay, what's your name?
Jahan.
All right, Jahan is here too, everybody. Where are you from?
Queens.
All right, because Asia, this is her first day too, and I looked up and I said, who are you? What are you standing in? This is a sniper. What is going on? And then she said, that she's a new intern, and Bianca, Queen of All Interns, she interviewed her. And so, Jahan, that's Trev Hollywood in there. Would you just go ask him, the bald one? Okay. Ask him whether, that's cute that Rolanda said that, but did she do How You Doing?
All right.
Thank you, Jahan. What school do you go to, hon?
LIU.
All right, very nice to have you here. Let's see how long it takes her to do this. This is a very short show. I just have to see how long it's going to take for her to come back. All right, already too long because the door is right there.
Yes.
It's right there. It's right there. I don't even want to turn around and act like I'm sweating her. Yeah. Is she coming back in?
No, she's shaking his hand.
She's shaking his hand?
Yes.
We don't have time for the intro and whatnot.
Nicole, who...
Okay, now you sit down.
I'm not.
Just leave her alone. Okay. Turn down the music so that I don't have to look at the door, and then we can just hear when she comes back in. In the meantime, it's about 15 seconds too long now. I just asked a simple question. Everybody, giggling. I don't even want to monitor the body language. I want to know everything going on. BLS, everybody, we're still celebrating the 107 days of summer. There's block parties all over town. Now, on Saturday, we're going to be in the Bronx. I'm going to be there, too. We're going to be at the Raising Kings and Queens 5th Annual Family Day at Rosedale Park in the Bronx. It starts at 10 o'clock in the morning, and it ends at 8 o'clock at night. Bob Lee is going to be there hosting the whole day. I should be there around 4 or 5 o'clock. I'm going to be doing, book signings, picture signings, CD signings. I like to sign everything except for T-shirts. Because T-shirts suck all the ink out of the Sharpies. And then they're no good. You know what I mean? Unless you bring your own, graffiti. How long has it been? 45 seconds?
It's been like a minute and a half.
No, this is entirely too long.
Yes.
See, that's the thing. If she got here at 12 o'clock, had the intern supposed to get here, then you have time for the meet and greets and the socialization. Because Bianca, when the show gets started at 2 o'clock, there is no socializing. Now, don't stop. Don't look obvious. Yeah. And you know what? And she doesn't know. She doesn't know any better. But, how come she got here late today?
I had her come in late today because when she was coming in, I wouldn't have had time to, do the orientation with her.
Oh, okay.
So I had her come in now.
Okay. Was she available to come in earlier today?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, what were you doing?
No, because I had other people and I had other interviews and stuff. So.
Oh, look at
to do the orientation with her.
Look at the show is busy. We got all Stephanie. This is her first day here. I met Stephanie earlier in the day. Asia's here. Stephanie, where are you from?
Bronx.
The Bronx, okay. And Asia's here from Newark. And now what's her name in the other room?
Jahan.
Jahan is here from Queens. Mm-hmm. If she doesn't get back in here, it's not going to be for long, though. No, I'm just playing. No, I'll explain to her when she comes in. Anyway, BT Express is performing in the Bronx on Sunday. It's going to be a fabulous day in the Bronx. Sunday it's going to be Raising Kings and Queens, the 5th Annual Family Day at Rosedale Park from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. And I'll see you 4 or 5. Come on in, Jahan.
She did do it.
She did do it? Oh, good. Well, no, she delivered the goods. What else were you doing in there?
He was asking me questions.
What was he asking you?
What school I go to? Where am I from?
Are those your eyes?
No, they're not.
Oh.
I like them.
Thank you.
How much do they cost?
$10. Really? Yeah.
Girl, you're going to be the next one on the Sammy Davis track paying $10 for some damn color con. They're very beautiful, though.
Thank you.
Do you have a prescription?
Yeah. They're fresh look.
But I don't need a prescription. I just want, because, never mind. The dirty bombs on the subway. Oh. That's one of those Agent Orange things. Oh. Shout out to all the subway riders. And, it's just not right. Government's taking time to disguise it as fending off terrorists when really what they're doing is trying to population control around here, trying to sterilize people. And you won't find out until it's time for you to try to have a baby. Yeah. Girls with fibroids as big as basketballs. Growing on their ankles, I might add.
Easy.
Which that's a birth control into itself, because, guys look down and then nobody don't want that. That's birth control. You know what I mean? No, I'm not down with it. And are they just putting them in the subway, or is it actually going to be in the streets of Manhattan as well? I got to watch the news tonight and find out. Wendy, you need to stop. I was laughing so hard I almost started crying when you talked about Rivervale, New Jersey. Oh, yeah, I was talking about it earlier because did you see on the Fox Morning News, Mike Woods was out in Rivervale this morning? Honey, Rivervale is that place. Me and my family, we bought a house out there. This is when I first got back to New York. And, I'm a Jersey girl, so, when you're from Jersey, there are fabulous places to live in Jersey, but there is nothing like Bergen County. At least that's what I always understood when I was a little girl. I mean, there were fabulous houses all over New Jersey, but, in Bergen County. You know what I mean? Some of my parents' best, most affluent friends lived in Bergen County, Inglewood and Teaneck. And, so when I'm a little girl with my futuristic vision in my room plotting on life and stuff like that, I'm like, well, if I was ever to live in New Jersey, I would aspire to marry somebody who could move me into Bergen County, never thinking that, I'd, amount to that much. So, I mean, you know what I mean? I'm an MRS. That's what I was majoring in college. I mean, it just so happens that this communications thing, who knew it was going to work out like this? If you would have told me, I would have said, huh? A jock, yeah. But, a 1-bedroom, 2-bathroom jock. In a, like a Jersey City walk-up rental. Who would have ever known? So, Bergen County. And here we go, in Rivervale. Well, honey, 45 days after owning the house, we put it up on the market. The cops were relentless. The white people were relentless. The town was relentless. I felt as though if our house ever caught on fire, they would rather pillage it than, squirt the hoses on it. I mean, it was just disgusting. So, we had to make a decision as a couple, and what we decided to do was put the house on the market. After about another 45 or 70 days when, we weren't getting any solid leads, we ended up abandoning the house, still owning it, buying a house in the house that we live in now, in Essex County, and selling that house as a blank canvas for anybody to walk in, and buy it. And so then, we ended up selling it to this lovely retired Asian couple. Their kids were off, and apparently they retired, pretty well, and they had use for steps and stuff. When I retire, I don't want any steps. You know what I mean? Yeah. No steps. But they wanted steps, so steps they got. Anyway, so this person is saying, I almost started crying when you talked about Rivervale. I was laughing so hard. My sister had a doctor friend in the same area who gave a barbecue each summer around this time, and we always went. The barbecue was totally a classy affair. Music, tents, tables, catered wonderfully, the whole nine. But check this out. On the day of the barbecue, the whole block was deserted. Didn't see moms, dads, kids, cats, dogs, bugs for the whole time we were there. The barbecue began promptly at noon and ended promptly at 8 p.m., at which time the music went off and we were given lovely parting gifts and expected to leave the area immediately. Come to think of it, he was kind of stuck up, had the rooms in the house roped off like a museum. He moved to Alpine, New Jersey last year, and last year was the last party. Let's hope that the Splaboo days are over. That's from Kim in Newark. Well, honey, I was praying for Mike Woods to get out of Rivervale, New Jersey today when I saw his black ass over there telling us the weather. Mike, I was worried for you. I saw you lamping in the driveway on the four-wheeler, the white people's house. I was like, oh, Mike Woods. I was talking to you through the TV, Mike. I was like, oh, get up, run. But better yet, don't run, walk fast. If you run, they're going to shoot. Walk fast, and hopefully, and duck as the news van leaves the territory. In the meantime, this person faxes in, Wendy, I'm really disappointed with you. You let the crackers run you out of your community. You should have at least consulted a lawyer for harassment. Honey, I did. Hunt, Hamlin, and Ridley, they co-signed with me. Hey, I don't want no drama. Listen, it's obvious you could have documented what happened, and we did, and there was a little made off of it, but I'm just saying. But what makes it worse is you turned around and give more jobs your money when you move. No, I didn't. We got a black realtor. And whatnot. And what are you saying? You should have asked your husband to back up a load of splaboos from Brownville to help you move. Hell no. Every splaboo who came to our house, if it was after 10 o'clock, you are our guest. Here's your towel. Here's your washcloth. Here's an extra toothbrush. I know you didn't expect to stay, but trust and believe you don't want to go out there to hit the George Washington Bridge. You just stay right here. You'll thank me later. Trust and believe. My parents, the senior citizens that they are, coming from, but they drive a Splaboo-mobile, the Navigator. My father, there they go, getting the windows all blacked out because down there it's very hot. And having that blacked out tint is not illegal. He comes driving in the Splaboo-mobile with Florida plates, which, up here that means, you're trafficking them birds. You know what I'm saying? Or something. Here go the cops harassing my old parents. Oh, sure. The whole bit. No, you don't understand. And Jeffrey, I don't have time to be standing on the front line. I know if I call Brenda Blackman and every other news team that everybody'd race over there. But then what do I do between 2 and 7 p.m. while I have to worry about Mrs. Lopez, who speaks very little English, picking up my son at work, at his school, coming back to the house, and now those two are there. While I'm trying to, me and my husband are busy. And I'm trying to say, Policia, no, Policia, no melee, just don't take the garbage out. Nothing, just stay put and stay away from the windows and make a happy home here. Just pull all the blinds, stay away from the window, make a happy home. I'll explain another day. And when we moved to the promised land, away from there, Lopez came over, we hugged because she knew our struggle, and she cried. And I cried. We made it. Art just passed me a note. Remember, your son had to explain the leak. Yeah. We forgot to turn off the outside water. This is not in Rivervale. This is like where we live right now. You know how if you wash your car, we do whatever with the outside spigots. You're supposed to turn them off. Winterize. You're supposed to winterize. Otherwise that'll freeze and boom, you have a full blown explosion in the pipes in your garage. Well, boom, full blown explosion in the garage. And Lopez calls and she's trying to explain it to me. I didn't understand a damn thing. Baby gets on the phone. This is maybe not last winter. I think this might have been last winter, winter before. Either he was 3 or 2. Gets on, Mommy, there's water everywhere. I'm like, what? He does a better job of explaining. Yeah. The plumber speaks Spanish, though. They understood everything, and they came over, and they didn't rip off. But I sped out of here. I think I recorded my last break. Yeah, and sped out of here, to get home. They were honest, though. They could have really raped us, We shall overcome. We shall overcome. Sing it, Stephanie. Sing it, Stephanie. Sing it, Artie. All right, now listen. On to more serious business. This just in. A business executive was sentenced on Thursday to 7 years in prison for sexually assaulting a sleeping woman in the seat next to him on Delta Airlines flight from Dallas to Boston. What? Well, it's going down, and she this is terrible. There's all right, first of all, his name was, I can't pronounce it, Deepak Jahar something or other, 55, laid a blanket over the 22-year-old woman who was returning from vacation, unfastened her seatbelt, unbuttoned her pants, and assaulted her by touching her genitals. Yes. The woman immediately pulled his hand from her pants and fled to the rear of the aircraft, where she reported the assault to the crew. The crew alerted U.S. Security Service agents who were on board the flight. Oh, well, that was convenient. From Texas. The plane was met by state police in Boston. He tried to flee the scene by walking away quick. They caught his behind. Good. Skin cells taken from him matched the skin cells on her feminine V. He paid $25,000 for a fine, and he has to be supervised by authorities for 2 years. Oh, that's the worst. Oh, shadowing everything. Oh, that's worse than house arrest. Oh, that's worse than 2 years in jail. Being free, but that's having them breathe down. Ooh, I wonder why they're supervising him. Could it have anything to do with his name?
That's what I thought when you said his name.
Oh, well, excuse me. We can't racially profile everybody like that. That is not fair. I mean, what he did is what he did. But now why not just, fine him and throw him in jail? Why are you supervising? Because you feel as though if you throw him in jail, that'll take away those contacts to the Bin Ladens and them?
There you go.
What are they? Oh, I see what's going on here. That's not right.
No.
And what he did wasn't right.
You believe she slept that hard?
You know what? You're not right. Get out of my head right now. Leave me with my thoughts right now. Get out of my head.
What did that lady tell you? She told you to be real.
She needs to stay out of my head, too. Oh, yeah, she did just say that, right? It's all within the same show.
Yes.
Keeping it real, she probably felt it, got her G off, and then got up and went to the back of the plane talking about, I was sexually assaulted, because she felt guilty. You better not have gotten me in trouble with the people listening now, because you made me say something.
Sorry.
Art made me say something. Oh my gosh. I'm not. Well, please let me leave people with a better note than that. Please don't let them think that,
2 minutes.
Huh?
You got 2 minutes. I was just warning you before you got something really deep.
Well, I'll keep it shallow. Eric Benet was on Jay Leno on Friday, according to Reggae Red. He's still performing barefoot, even in a suit. Also, Reggae Red says, I heard you shout out Kim the other day. Unfortunately, she and Andrea no longer have their bookstore in Plainfield. Aw! No! That's my girlfriend from high school, Kim Brown. I say I was one of four. She was the other one. And then Renee Williams and Eddie Swan. But Eddie's in jail for murder or something. He's not, he went a bad way. Renee's doing well, Kim's doing well, and they no longer call me white girl. We've all grown up. Yeah. I did a book signing at my friend Kim's. I can call her that now. I'm a grown woman. I realize, when we're kids, we're not the nicest people.
Right. The old bookstore.
Yep. Well, yeah, she doesn't have it anymore, but I'm sure she's gone on and done something else. She and her husband, they loved each other so much. He was really supportive. Just real cute how they, ran the bookstore together and stuff. Hey, Kim Brown. Kim Brown, what's her last name? I forgot your last name, Kim. No disrespect to Andre. Damn. Entertainment Tonight, Reggae Red says, or Access Hollywood showed highlights of Shirley Ralph's wedding to the senator. I thought someone had said he was white. He's just very light-skinned, as the children say. They look very happy. Oh, yeah, no, the senator is very light-skinned. He's not white. Hey, Bernie. Bernie's here. He runs Vaughn Harper's board.
How you doing?
Bernie. That was Art. That wasn't me. You better stay out of my head.
Joey, get off my buttons.
Oh, boy. All right, you all. This is where I just need to go. I love you all for listening. Thank you for being here and entertaining me, and thank you for letting me entertain you. Welcome to the new interns. I forgot your name again.
1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, no, I know. Stephanie, Asia, and Jahan. Very nice to have all three of you here. Wow. Would we get rid of 3 people all at the same time?
Well, we were short-staffed on Fridays.
Okay.
We did get rid of 3 people, yeah.
Yeah. One of them you want to come back, though.
Yeah, because I like her.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I do too.
And you're going to know who I'm talking about.
I know.
That's Art. Art probably, didn't like her vibe for whatever reason. Sometimes when girls think that they're really cute, and Art feels as though, like he told one of the girls one time, I'll never forget this. He told one, and I walked in the room, and I was like, what? He said, there are only 2 divas around here, honey, Wendy and me. And I walked in. This is before all you all got here. Zoe, you've been here probably the longest out of everybody in the room. Maybe you were here.
I think he was telling me that.
You told Zoe that?
Yes, I did.
Turned around and gave her the forgetting the faxes.
You gotta go home. Let's go home now.
All right, everyone. Welcome, ladies. Glad to have you here. Learn a lot and ask very few questions. You learn by observing. That's how you get your best, thing. But ask questions in between the breaks when you see there's a lot of downtime. Okay, and thank you all for being here. Love you. Talk to you tomorrow from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. It's the Wendy Williams Experience. Vaughn is up next with The Quiet Storm on 107.5 WVLS. Bye.